you like I do. And can't nobody hate you like me too. Always turning nothing into something I do. When it's always yeah. But even when I leave, I fall right back into yeah. Then winter comes right back around. We're always so up and down, down. We're going through phases. I wish I could stay, but the seasons are changing. It's cold. We're going through phases. I wish I could stay, but the seasons are changing. I'm gone.
Cold-blooded, flooding my whole heart with your loving. Find me in the thick of it, swimming towards something that I wanted for so long. Never ever I needed you this much, but some part of me thinks you've given up on us. Let's call a spade, baby. We're going through phases. I wish I could stay, but the seasons are changing. It's cold. We're going through phases. I wish I could stay, but the seasons are changing. I'm We're going through phases. I wish I could stay, but the seasons are changing. It's cold. We're going through phases. I wish I could stay, but the seasons are changing. I'm gone. Can't nobody love you like I do. And can't nobody hate you like me too. Always turning nothing into something I do. When it's always yeah. But even when I leave, I fall right back into yeah. Then winter comes right back around. We're always so up and down, down. We're going through phases. I wish I could stay, but the seasons are changing. It's cold. We're going through phases. I wish I could stay, but the seasons are changing. I'm gone. Cold-blooded, flooding my whole heart with your loving. Find me in the thick of it, swimming towards something that I wanted for so long.
And jump up in here. Are we good? Hey y'all. Hey everybody. Let me adjust my mic. We about to have a good kiki, a good time. How is everybody doing tonight? We're a little bit early. I was excited to talk about this lackluster episode with y'all. I also am currently live right now on my Instagram. Hey everybody on Instagram. So if you happen to want to chime in, because I would love to hear what your thoughts are live as well as in the chat. You don't have to come on camera if you don't want to, but if you do want to come on camera, I am live on Instagram right now, and that's how I will patch you in. I'll take one person at a time as we talk about the show. But what is good is your good sis Erica Bain coming to you for the last Sistas live after show that we will have for a while. Season 4B will not return until June 29th. The cast is actually back in Atlanta right now, getting ready to start filming. We're going to talk about Karen. Hey, James Boo. And honestly, that's why I opened up my Instagram. Like, I opened up my Instagram because I know y'all got stuff to say about Karen, and I'm going to get y'all this. We're going to talk. We're going to talk. Shout out to Jalen. I think it's Jalen Prince, if I remember correctly. Yo slid in my DMs on my lunch break because I be treating I run a business. So y'all don't know that. I run a business and this channel, right? And that's already a thing. I have clients, a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, cool. But then I also treat my channel very much so like a second full-time job. So I was on my lunch break trying to get my nourishment, so I could be ready to come on live with y'all tonight. And Jalen came in my inbox like, look at here, good sis. I got some bones to pick with you. So we were talking, and honestly, he's the inspiration for me wanting to, hey, Team's a Team who just popped into my live on IG. We were talking in DMs, and he's my inspiration for wanting to open it up for y'all to be able to really speak to me on live. So I got 2 requests right now. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna finish doing the intros, and then we're gonna go right into it. I'm going to start getting y'all's reactions before I actually tell y'all what I think of the episode. Okay. So if you want to join in and be on camera in the video, then head over to Instagram so that you can do that. But like we always do at the start of every live, let me go ahead and say hi to everybody. Hey, official Deeks. Hey, Vanessa Boo. Andrea. Hey, Lynette Price. Hey, Tania. I feel like I mispronounce it every single week, and I'm so sorry. Pebbles P. Hey, D2 Wavy 2022. Come on here with these usernames. Y'all's out here, okay? Y'all's out here. Mucho's Girl 01. Hey, boo. I'm not looking good. I'm looking just fine, I think. And shout out to the members because I watched the episode live on a members only live. So if you are a member and you want to rewatch that, I did my makeup and I watched the episode all on live. So you can go back and rewatch if you're a member of the channel. But I think I'm looking good. Like, I think you might be referencing in reference to my alliance with Karen. But again, we're going to talk about it, boo. Melissa, hello, welcome in. James, hello. Mimi Loves Peace, what's up? Camille Plummer, what's up? All of my lovelies over here on Instagram, hey. Passion Stone, Noor. Tashella, what's up? DeQuans, what's up? I already shouted out Team Tatima. Chubby Face Trey said he couldn't wait for this. I can't. Vaughn, hey boo. Hey, Marcus, 24 Karat, Deanna, how are you? Shout out to y'all. Okay, I got the 2 requests in. I know what you meant, Mucho's Girl. I know, y'all. I knew after seeing Karen in this episode, I was like, they are going to try to eat my ass, Erica. Listen, I got my coffee. I got my water so I can stay hydrated because I'm ready for y'all. I'm ready. It's all love here, but I am ready. Your good sis is ready. Okay, so let me go ahead and get it set up so that we can get a few of the callers or the Instagram folks over here. If you're not following me on Instagram, what you doing? Okay, I just sent that. Shout out to my group chat. I be sending my friends stuff just so I can have it pop up. And they probably be looking at me like, girl, what the hell? Okay, let me exit out of that. Okay. All right, 2 seconds, y'all. I'm trying to get the Instagram passion in because I want, if you're not joining on IG or waiting to speak your piece, then drop what you thought about the episode in the chat right now for me while I get this going. And again, I'm saving my thoughts until I get y'all's thoughts. So the quicker y'all give me y'all's thoughts, the better off we all are. Okay? Bring that down. Okay. Child, I need to get the rest of my little setup together because this is looking mighty janky over here. Don't mind this, y'all. Don't mind this. Y'all know I'm from Baltimore, so we I'm moving slowly, but I'm moving. Y'all, it's about getting y'all the content, right? It's about getting y'all the content. Okay, let me check and make sure that this looks okay. Who do I have first? Erica. Erica, I just accepted your request if you're still there. Hey. Nope, she's not there. Okay, Vaughn, we're gonna go with you next. Is it working? Ciao. Hey, wait, is this Vaughn?
It's I.
How are you?
Hollering from the big,
Yes, the big NO. Okay, let me make sure that this is set up so that they can hear you on IG. On YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me tonight.
You look gorgeous, by the way.
Oh, thank you, boo. I'm here for these braids. I've been wanting to get braids so bad. I'm trying a little something new, see what y'all like. You know, I appreciate it.
Keep that going for a while. I like it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So we have Vaughn. Thank you so much for joining me tonight.
You look gorgeous, by the way.
Not me having technical difficulty. It's giving so ghetto over here. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, is it reconnecting? What is happening? Child, okay, I'm gonna go to the chat while Instagram figures out what the hell it's doing, because it's saying that I'm back live, but let me start this over again. Child, I'm gonna have to get my Discord up because clearly, Vaughn, I'm so sorry, boo. Call, request me again. Because Instagram just kind of stopped. But Denise, hey. Zamiria, welcome. Tara, hey. Denise says, hey, Erica, TP is just losing me. The storyline is going off the rails. I'm glad that Karen got the straight truth from Danni, but TP has ruined her character. Not TP has ruined her character. I mean, I know that y'all already are like not here for our good sis Karen. So that's real. Adriana says, why do all these women up here seem like they are pushing all good dudes away? Like, what's the problem? Do they not know what being loved right looks like? Do they not know? Because it's feeling like they don't know. Vaughn, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. So let's get you patched back in, boo. Instagram like shut down on me real raggedy. I don't know why. Hey Mo. I'm sorry. Request me again, Vaughn. Mucho's Girl 01 says, it was very lackluster as you said. Andi may be learning a little. Love Bio and Sabrina. I think Maurice is a fool. No way can get well, we can say it, a gun in my face and into my personal space afterwards. Hello? Like, I don't even understand how the what gets wet for Negroes like that. Like, how is it even happening? How are we even turned on a little bit? Maurice, girl, how are we turned on even a little bit? Can I request you? Okay. It makes no sense. I feel that. Denise Lang says, I love Karen and Aaron. I don't like the direction. Zamiria says, all that they have to say is that Zach was the only reason that Karen and him broke up, but they never bring up that Karen wasn't perfect. Who said that? Who said that? Like this about to be Real Housewives. Who said that? Who said that? Who said that? Zamiria, I don't know if that's the case. I know I have definitely said it. So I don't know if nobody is actually not saying it, but I have Vaughn back. So keep dropping y'all's thoughts in the chat and we're going to hear what Miss Vaughn has to say. Who said that? Who said that? Like, this about to be Real Housewives. Who said that? Who said that? Who said that? Zamaria, I don't know if that's the case. I know I have definitely said it. So I don't know if nobody is actually not saying it, but I have Vaughn back. So keep dropping y'all thoughts in the chat, and we're gonna hear what Miss Vaughn has to say.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stay on because I know that people want to get in. But I was just basically saying the episode was quite uneventful and very lackluster, to be quite frank. I mean, it should not have been pegged as a mid-season finale. It just should have been pegged as the regular episode that it was. I mean, nothing happened. They spent entirely too much time on things and people nobody cares about. I mean, if Zach had said he needed to get his phone one more time, in the words of Hattie Mae, if he had said he needed to get his phone one more again, I was going to lose it. And if Maurice had said to Q one more time that he was not going to accompany him in the shower, I was going to scream. It was just like so much time was wasted on things nobody cared about. Honestly, the ending should have been the beginning. It's just the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth. I mean, he gave us I don't even want to say, like you go to a restaurant and you get an appetizer and it's an appetizer you're really looking forward to. And then the server literally lets you take a bite and comes and takes the plate away. That's what happened.
Or it's the appetizer that's real small, but it's real banging. But
right.
The entree's trash.
Right.
Like,
right.
The whole meal is trash. And it's like,
I mean, literally, he just should have switched the scenes. The beginning, the first half literally should have been the ending half. And what happened at the end should have been the beginning. That's where the time should have been spent. Because to me personally, there was a lot of depth. Even though I have my issues with Danni, I will give her kudos for tonight. And I will give her kudos during the time that Karen was insistent on speaking to Zach and they had that meeting at her apartment. And after he was gone, she just embraced Karen and was like, he did say it. Same thing tonight. I will give her kudos for that. She wanted the truth. She told the truth. But I just think that there was so much more. It was so much depth there that we could have expounded on had that been at the front versus the beginning. And really and truly,
I was almost in tears watching.
Yeah, I mean, it was very deep. It was very profound.
It was so deep. I was like, this is what I'm talking about.
It was very profound.
And for people I get it. Y'all don't like Karen. Y'all think she's crazy. But I think that it's a wonderful depiction of what we actually go through depending on the season that we are in life. And when I tell you watching Danni and Karen tonight felt like I was back in like 2008, 2009 with me and my homegirls running after these raggedy Negroes and trying to rationalize stuff with each other.
It's true.
I was like, well, God damn it,
it's true.
Put me on the screen then.
It's true. And look, the trip to Andy's, that could have been cut out. She never needed to go over there. She never needed to go to Andy's. That was a waste of time. She should have just made the beeline straight to Danny's house.
It wouldn't have been, though, if, and I'm going to give, and this is why we see each other, Vaughn, because I'm giving Danni credit for tonight, too. She showed up as her real friend tonight.
Yeah, she did.
Andi is still so preoccupied with herself and her bullshit. This could have been a Karen tour of getting the truth and love from her friends tonight. But Andi dropped the ball. I ain't even gonna hold you.
But you know what? I will say this. I love to play devil's advocate. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna play devil's advocate just for a second. Even had Gary not been a factor in coming up, Karen would have never got the truth from Andi. Never. Never. It was never going to happen.
She's not there right now with her
No,
friend.
it never was going to happen. She would have did the same thing that we saw her do. Karen, Karen, you know, no.
Why, girl? You ask her why, and then you don't even really register.
Exactly. And like, exactly. When every time Karen tried to go to that place with Danni, she cut her off. She cut her off at the head. This is like, no, Karen. Do I need to go get a pen and paper and write down the list of things that he's done to you? It's just like, girl, come on. So yeah, that's what you need. I give Danni a lot of flack. I do, but in this moment, she gets her claps and finger snaps.
So also, let's speak on this, Vaughn, because I would love to know your perspective. Do you think that this is also the perfect timing? Because I think that sometimes when it comes to our friends and as we're going through stuff, specifically breakups, you can't necessarily come out the gate and say all that she said tonight to her.
Yeah.
When Karen first started this, Karen needed to have the multiple conversations with Zach. She needed to try Fatima and get shut down. She needed to, you know, do what she did at Danny's house before. Because now you have all of this that you can quantify too when you speak it to your friend of like, okay, girl, you have been doing this. I have been, you know, watching, letting you do it. All of this is going on. And you finally come to me and say that you want the truth. Now I can give you not only the truth of what happened in your relationship, but I can give you the truth of what happened over the last few weeks.
Exactly.
And let's break it down what it is, what it ain't. And this is what I've been trying to get people when I'm speaking in my videos. People are like, oh, you just giving Karen all of this grace and all these excuses. I'm like, no, she's suffering.
No, she is.
This is a part of it.
For a person who works in behavioral health and who is a licensed therapist, Karen is definitely experiencing, she's going through the stages of grief. Grief. Kubler-Ross. Look, Kubler-Ross. Just look it up. Google it. Kubler-Ross. She's going through the stages of grief. And the thing is, the stages of grief aren't in the necessary order that is listed in terms of, you know, you can be in denial 1 minute, you can be angry the next minute. So Karen is literally going through the stages of grief. So it's frustrating to see, honestly, but I get it. We both get it. But I will tell you what was the.
But I think we also might have both lived it. That's probably why.
Exactly. Been there, done that, girl.
I don't think I've been in love like her before.
Exactly. Been there, done that. But I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna go and let somebody else get on. This was the pearl, the coup de grace. When Danni told Karen, what did she say? She said, what did she tell? I lost it just that quickly. What did she tell Karen?
Take your time, boo, because you out here spitting gems of facts.
What did she tell Karen? She said, oh, this is it. I just got it. Just came back to me. I had a moment. Karen goes, but Danni, he's changing. Danni said, for her, for you, same old Zach, deuces. I'm out.
Before she even said it, I was like, for her.
Yes.
And when she said it, I was just like.
And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna say one more thing. I'm grabbing my water. Look, this may be harsh, but you're gonna get it. At some point during this season, because you know I did read the episode synopsis for the season, where I believe that Karen is going to try to talk to Zach again to express how she genuinely feels. That needs to happen one final time. She needs to literally be shut down one final time because honestly, I don't believe Karen is in much denial as people think she is. I think she's clear as to what's going on. It's just that she just hasn't allowed herself to fully come to a place of acceptance. That's different.
Yep.
That's different. Being in denial and fully being accepting of something or not they're two totally different things. So she has not come to a place of acceptance. Yep. And so that's her struggle. And that's the road.
And part of that, to me, the part of the thing of the acceptance is a twofold thing. And this is something I was excited to share with people on live tonight. For me, it's one thing to know that he still loves you and to see him change and get better in this situation? Because this, to me, it's a whole other conversation around the timing of this.
Right.
Because I don't know if Fatima would have been able to stick it out if she would have gotten Karen Zach. But that's a whole other conversation.
Oh no.
Also, part of the reason why she's struggling with the acceptance right now, and I'm speaking from just my experience, you have a bit of the ego of like, but I am great too. Like, what am I not good enough? Oh no, I'm better than her. Let me show that I can and you be out here in these ghetto ass Olympics flipping and turning for these dudes because it's just a multitude of emotions and things that are happening. And that's another thing that I think that we're about to see in reference to the I'm gonna get them back. To me, that's the moment of like, well, no, you're basically telling me that I'm not good as her. Oh, you got me up. Now, you know what I'm saying? She has to go through that as well because
she has to go through that. And look,
about Karen. To me, Zach moving on has nothing to do.
It has nothing to do with it. It doesn't. But for her, you and I putting ourselves in her shoes, for her, it feels like that. It does feel like that for her, even though it's definitely disconnected and one has nothing to do with the other. It's never been about her. The thing is, when Aaron and Danni, and I'm saying those two specifically because it's been those two specifically who has literally said to her, Karen, you're only remembering the good. You're not remembering the negative. Like you're not allowing yourself to remember the negative. So, you know, I hate to see her go through this, but the reality is she's in a place of irrationality. She's not even being rational. When she called Fatima out her name, and then she told Danni, why are you so close to her? And Danni was like, I'm not. And it's the truth because they don't even know Fatima. Mm-hmm. They have literally, outside of the meeting at Andi's penthouse, they've only been in Fatima's presence on 2 occasions. Yep. At the Mott wedding, and then at I call it the hot stove episode in season 2, where Karen had the glow, Mm-hmm. That does not make you close to somebody being in their presence a total of 3 times. Mm-hmm. So that just lets you know that she is just disconnected at the moment. She is not even being rational, and you could see how irrational it was.
They are disconnected from her because in the moment
right.
that they all getting together, like if you go back to it, the last moment that they saw them together, they were very welcoming to her.
That's right.
About that because to me that was supposed to be Karen's night, and the fact that y'all had created a moment to welcome her in without even really checking on
exactly
where Karen was. I could understand how she would go there.
Oh no, I can
also like
totally.
The emotions of it all.
Totally.
The ego of it all is
totally
roll into it too.
Totally.
So she's 100% right, but it's almost creating the perfect storm.
It is.
The disconnection from your friends.
Exactly.
The breakup. It's literally creating a perfect storm for her to act these things out. And I really enjoy seeing Karen because I really feel like all that we're seeing is stuff that women go through all the time, and we might not say. We might not. Like, I know I had a few crazy breakups, and I was thinking some stuff I had done some stuff, but I was also thinking some stuff that some people will never even know. And Karen is acting out on it, and I think that it's great because it gives us a chance to look at ourselves by way of looking at this character.
Look, Ebony Obsidian does an awesome job as Karen. She
does. Her down.
She does. All of the hand claps and finger snaps for Ebony Obsidian. She plays the hell out of Karen. And this is why she is probably the most hated character on the show, because she's doing her job. That's when you know as an actor, you're doing your job. Yes. She is the most talked about and the most person with the most disdain for them on all of the forums. I'll say that all the time. As much as people ride for Fatima and all of this kind of stuff, they're not talking about them nearly as much as they're talking about Karen. That's just the truth. It's very true.
Thanks.
It's been wonderful, Erica. Look,
I'm so glad that you found my channel, and I adore all of your comments and your contributions. This was wonderful. I'm glad you were.
This has been wonderful. Look, I get those notifications, so I saw immediately when you were coming up live. I'm like, oh, I gotta chime in.
Yeah.
Are you doing YouTube too?
Yes, I am on. You're actually on YouTube as well because I'm streaming the
Okay, cool beans. Well, it's been a pleasure, my friend. Mwah.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Okay.
Okay,
James
let's see how we end.
next. Let me see. Okay, James.
Sister Erica. How you doing? Sister Erica. Oh my goodness. First and foremost, let me get this out the way. To the real sisters, not on the TV show, our Black women, we love you. Gotta throw that out there first. Secondly, your girl Karen, she's killing her role. We gotta give her that shout out. She's killing her role. Her acting is off the chain. She's believable. She's making us feel it. And I think that maybe it's so close to home because we see a lot of Zacks. You know what I'm saying? So from a Zach standpoint, you know, kind of the underdog. You know what I mean? And then when he finally gets his stuff together, we finally see him get his stuff together. And you have to deal with Karen. She's going through the motions, but in some cases, she's kind of in the way of his progression. In a sense. Just in a sense of like, you would prefer.
Okay,
listen,
I'm gonna let you get this all out, but I'm gonna make some notes because I want to go back and address your points. So I don't want to interrupt you. So Karen is in the way.
Ideally, you would want that transition for him to start his new life without his ex in the picture. You just want to go on with the ex and just go off into the hill.
But
into the picture,
only becomes a factor if you allow her to be, though. She can only be in the way if you allow her to be in the way. You have no control over how anybody responds to you and what happened with your interaction with them. That's unfair. That's unfair to say she can't be experiencing whatever she's experiencing because you ready to go.
She's 100% allowed to have her live her life, for lack of better words. But ideally, when you're getting ready to transition into a different part of your life, you would want to imagine that your ex is on the other side of the country and you have this whole space all by yourself. There's no babies popping in. There's no, we need to talk. I need to see you. Go ahead.
Wouldn't you also want to imagine that you were not throwing that girl up against the wall in the salon that she owns just about 2 weeks ago?
We kept it real already. That wasn't a scenario where any of our feelings should be caught up. This was the last hurrah.
For him. But that you can't control how that girl feels.
I get stabbed protecting you. Afterwards, you're letting me know this other man is more legitimate to be with you than the man that put his life down. Literally for you. So don't come back to me. Don't come back and making it more than what it is of a scenario that we're going to get back together.
Go crying in this closet or in this back office and then banging up against this wall like we ain't never banged before. But like, let's not make it more than what it... Okay, I'm going to let you have it.
We're not going to make that bang something extravagant like they haven't banged before. Like, this is their normal chemistry that they would have if they were together. The car scenario, come on now. Zach has a represent.
I'm trying to say that it meant nothing, and I don't agree with that.
Well, that's fine.
He came to her crying, talking about he could not believe that she would think that he was capable of doing that whole bank thing. He came to her hat in hand with all of his emotions and feelings and was swept up by the passion and the emotions that he was feeling, and they started banging. Like, there was nothing but feelings in that room. But okay, girl. I mean, sir.
I feel you. I know the realm that we are, but I feel you. I don't. But once he lets you know that this was a scenario of weakness, we have our moments. You know what I mean? Like, this is a lot of chemistry. The 3 years that we once had showed itself, but you still have Aaron. Aaron, and I'm moving on to my thing too. So though it may mean something, does it really mean something? Really? You still got Aaron. Oh no.
And he even said it after the fact. Even after the fact, he was going around and it took Zach a while to really get to a place of committing to Fatima, because there was a bit of time where he was just like, I can't tell you that I'm like completely done. I can't tell you I don't love her. He actually was saying those things as well. And I think people really kind of like gloss over those things. And for me, I really give Karen grace because I gave Zach grace when he was chasing her down on that damn bike. Like, I didn't look at it at any point when he was disrespecting Aaron or he was chasing her down on that bike. I never came for him because I understood it. And I was like, I get where he's at. And to me, we're literally just seeing that from her perspective, but I also register, and I feel like it's a little bit deeper on her perspective. But again, I'm not a man, so I don't know what it looks like for y'all's emotions and when the breakup and stuff happens and you don't want to let it go, because he had a whole season of not wanting to let it go. We've literally only seen these episodes of not wanting to let it go, and we were capped with them actually having sex. That also made it confusing. So while I understand what y'all are saying about he has decided on Fatima, he's moved on, personally I feel like Karen isn't actually a factor. She's not a distraction because
she's popping up every 2 seconds. How's she not a factor? She's popping up every 2 seconds.
Because there's nothing that she can do today that's going to make Zach leave Fatima. Karen cannot do anything. So to me, that's not a threat.
You coming into someone's life, applying pressure, such as, oh, I got a baby coming possibly. Such as, oh, I need to vent again. Oh, a couple of days pass. I need to vent again. Oh, a couple of days pass. Oh, I'm about to take you away from Fatima. You mine now.
That's all hers to carry. That don't have nothing to do with him. Even after the pregnancy test, he literally said, this is not going to change anything. I'm going to be there for this baby, but I'm still going to stick it out with Fatima. Again, she's not a factor. All of what she has going on that we're seeing, and honestly, it's interesting that people can judge her this way because typically in real life, when your homegirls is going through it and your sisters is going through it, you don't get to peek in and see what she's saying to her homegirls. You don't get to peek and see what she's saying to the people at her job. But this is happening with the women that you know, just to be clear. And to me, again, that this is all Karen's to carry for her process to get through this. And it's similar to what Vaughn was saying about the stages of grief. As long as Karen isn't actually physically disrupting anything that Zach has going on, then I don't think that it should be this big of a thing, because she has to go through this process. This is what it looks like for her to move on. And then again, he's made his decision. He's stuck where he's at. He's very happy with where he's at. Fatima is not worried about her. She's not intimidated by her. She feels nothing. She don't feel no competition by her. So like when y'all are this mad, I'm just like, Karen can't do nothing to this couple. She has no power.
But you're entering into a relationship with this man, and his ex continues to come constantly like Karen is coming. You're not gonna have any issues with that?
Very honest with you. He's also been very honest. Y'all are honest with each other, and also this same ex has prepped him to know what not to do with your ass. And to me, I think y'all need to follow the leader Fatima, because she knows what it is, because she's been Karen, so she respects it.
I think Karen's gonna snap. I think Fatima's gonna snap on Karen soon if how Karen is functioning continues to function.
Maybe she is.
I think so.
Maybe she is, and then she's gonna have to deal with it. If she does, she does, because just like Karen has a right to her feelings and how she responds, if Fatima gets sick and tired of it, then guess what? Karen is gonna have to deal with that. You a big girl. This is all part of it. Like when I'm speaking honestly, I have done some dumb shit. I have been checked. I have gotten into fights.
We all have.
And that has taught me, honestly, like for this to be Karen's longest relationship, most meaningful relationship, the one that she was in love with, we got that confirmation in this episode, right? Danny confirmed all that. This is her first time going through all of this. She need to get lumped up because it won't happen again. The same way that Fatima got lumped up, and now she's able to be who she is for Zach.
Understood. Now, okay, after today, I'm worried about Karen. You know that movie with her name just slipped my mind. From
Not y'all about to bring me this acrimony stuff.
Exactly. It looks like it could go left. I was hoping after the sister episode where they made it seem like they're going to bring Fatima into the fold, that Karen was going to turn the corner and we can start being grown about this. But it's just like certain things that Karen is doing. Like I'm hoping she's able to let it go sooner or later, like in a adult way, in a sense. And that's all I got to say. Go ahead.
I'm gonna, if it gets there, then I'll speak on it. Then I'm not gonna say that, because to me, acrimony was a little interesting how Tyler Perry did that.
Okay.
I don't see her going there yet. A lot of what she is doing right now, I have seen it myself. Honestly, I was almost brought to tears tonight and listening to her talk to Danny, because I was like, shit, I've said some of the same stuff.
Danny kept it real tonight.
Dope. It was dope.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's all I got to say. I love you, Erica. You a bomb. Oh, my goodness. You're amazing. All right. You have a good night.
Well, thank you. I love you so much. All right. Who's next? Chubby Face Trey is next. I love your username. Come on. Well, hi.
What's up, Eric? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Man, so my whole thing is with this is I gotta keep it 100. at first, I was the biggest Karen hater. Like, I did not like how she was moving. I was criticizing her. I thought she was tearing down Zach, the whole 9 yards. But then when I seen people like literally going in on her, I had to take a step back and go like, and she did. It's like she has been through the most out of all the sisters, and I feel like that's something that people don't understand from the standpoint of like, you with this dude, he cheating on you, he giving you STDs that could have really ended her life, and it's like, not only that, she witnessed somebody literally come into her salon and commit suicide. And that same night, Zach didn't even comfort her. He came in the house with an attitude to try to start an argument. Like, when I just really look back and think about like all the things that she's been through, from her business was almost falling apart to losing her customer, I'm just like, but I gotta really take a step back. I can't really go too hard on her, because yes, she could have did some things better, different, and I stand on that. Like, I don't think that she uplifted Zach. Not uplifted. She just didn't understand Zach's plight, because she's thinking like, he don't have no vision, or he's just sitting on the couch. He's just satisfied with, working in the airport. I don't think she really understood that Zach came out of prison, out of jail. He can't just go get a job, a high-paying job, because he's not getting hired. So it was a lot of like misunderstandings, but I just don't like the way they going in on Karen, because it's almost like when they call her bitter, it's almost feeling like they're just dismissing her feelings completely, and it's like she's mad for no reason.
All of her trauma. It's dismissed all of her trauma, and it's like, damn, you can't even be mad in a black woman.
Exactly.
You just bitter. This woman blew her damn head off in her salon.
Exactly.
I would be dumb diddy messing up all types of stuff.
And her friends, and let me say this too, her friends are starting to annoy me. Like, I can't have no, like, they call themselves sisters or whatever, but especially Andi. Man, Andi has made me so mad, because we say things like, oh yeah, that's my brother, or, you know what I'm saying? I know a lot of women say that's my sister, but they not showing up for Karen enough for me. Because the fact that Andi, yes, I understand Fatima did a lot for Andi in terms of keeping her job and things like that, but Andi just seems like she just a snake to me. Like, you telling Karen that you out of it, that you're staying out of Zach and the whole situation, but then you in her office giving Fatima advice, telling her to go for it. If I was Karen, I'd be pissed off, because like, I've had your back. Like, I truly believe people can say what they want about Karen, but I truly believe she would risk her life and her freedom if it meant to protect Andi from anything. Andi, I can't say the same about Andi. I can't say the same about any of them, but particularly Andi, because we've seen Karen be there for Andi so much. So I kind of did like a whole 180, 360, or whatever you want to call it, from actually being annoyed with Karen to actually going back and saying, damn, wait a minute, bro. She had, like, we got to check ourselves, because we're kind of being disrespectful to black women by just dismissing them. And I think it's because we see the powerful relationship of Fatima with Zach and Fatima, that Karen presents a threat to that. But it's like, nah, man.
But she's not.
Karen has been through the most. She's allowed to have feelings. And when she went off on Fatima, I felt like all that energy was really about Andi, not really about Fatima. It was really about Andi. Like, I'm saying, you're my friend, my best friend. Why are you taking her side in this moment? So I feel Karen. I feel her now. I do, and I've been defending her. And I can't tell you, like,
and we I'm going on our lives out here trying to communicate the perspective of Karen. And I don't think that people believe me when I say that I really do love Fatima. But I also don't think you have to.
See, to me, and that's the thing, like, I'm not team nobody. I'm just watching the show. I'm just watching the show, and it's just like, bruh, and I see people so much, they dragging Karen. They dragging her.
In my DMs, and I'm just like, At
I'm
what
like,
point do you stop telling me because I don't care?
I'm like,
That's all
this is the thing though. Danny gets pass after pass after pass after pass for doing some of the most just nonsense BS things that she could do. Oh my God, man. When I tell you Danny to me is okay, Andi is probably the one I'm more concerned with because she keep running back into an abusive relationship. And it's like, it comes a certain point in time where it's like, how much sympathy can you feel for somebody? Like if she's to take Gary back and he hurts her again. And you know how Andi loves to cry and shit. How much sympathy can I feel? No, for real.
None.
How much sympathy can I feel? Because it's like, at least with Karen, she tried to get out of a toxic situation. Not comparing Zach and Gary at all. I'm just saying she tried to leave her toxic situation. She tried. Andi is just going back, so I can't. But
and then honestly, my biggest thing with even having a conversation with Zach and Gary, to me, they're apples and oranges because there's no real love to me between Andi and Gary.
Exactly.
There's real ass love between Zach and Karen, which changes everything. You do goofy things, yo. You do mad, illogical, goofy things when you love somebody. Trust.
Man, no, but we need to talk about Danni. Danni's sitting in that apartment, drinking her life away, smoking her life away. Just doing like it's. I'm like, y'all too busy dragging Karen that Danni is over here and she's going to end up lonely. She's going to end up lonely. Like it's really bad for her. And it's like at some point in time, and this another problem that I have. The sister circle run to each other for advice. I need them to stop that because none of them are in any position to give any sort of advice on anything when it comes to a relationship.
We're going to give Danni today. We're going to give Danni tonight.
Yes. But can Danni follow her own advice when it comes to Preston?
Now, I ain't say all that because you already know.
What does Preston have to do? And I'm not trying to, I understand. I'm not a black woman. So I know I'm black, but I can't see but I'm like, okay, it's not like Preston. I'm not going to say that he can't learn some things on his own. Sure, nobody's saying, like, you should take Preston literally by the hand and show him. But goddamn, like, he doesn't know all the things. It's like when he's coming to you saying, okay, at least show me. Let me learn you. And Danni is just like, no, you figure it out. But then the second he do something bad, all hell breaks loose.
Girl, give him a James Baldwin book. Introduce him to Bell Hooks.
Come on, man.
You could do something, girl.
Come on. You could do something.
You could be in this interracial relationship, honey. You could do something.
Yes. And that's the
Spotify playlist or something, honey.
That's the biggest thing. It's like
you watching on TV, boo. Give them something.
And to me, that's the biggest thing. And I know other people got to get on, but that's the biggest thing with Danni. It's like, man, you want to be in this relationship too. That's what I'm saying. Like you want to be in this relationship just as much as Preston does. But it feels like you just want Preston to do all the work while you get to sit back and complain about the things you like and don't like.
But then also don't communicate any of the things.
And don't communicate. Like, and that's the thing. In the bed. That's the thing. And it's like, bro, when are they going to go out? When are they going to take a walk in the park? Anything other than just have sex in that apartment, bro. At some point, that's overrated to me. Sex is overrated because
it's a false sense of intimacy.
Once you do it after a couple of times, I see it, I go, okay, I want to. But then it's like, what are we doing here?
We ain't building for sure.
They not building anything, and Preston can't stop being white. So if Preston is too much, like he's too like disconnect, then you just need to cut ties because he cannot stop being white.
Yep.
And don't even get me started with Sabrina. Oh my goodness. Sabrina and Calvin, bruh.
I feel like Sabrina is the easiest one because her stuff is literally just spinning in circles for no reason.
Yes, but the problem that I have with Sabrina, the only problem is I feel that she listens to her friends too much. Not listens to her friends because you gotta.
No, 100%.
Like
she still listening or calling a friend that keeps calling your love interest panty man, and you say, I don't like you calling him panty man. If you don't respect my boundaries, one, are we friends? Two, why am I calling you? Because you clearly don't give a what I think
Exactly.
you feel.
Exactly. And that's the only, other than I love Sabrina actually, but my thing is with Calvin, it's like, bruh, okay, we get it. You're different. But at the same time, I feel like you can't force Sabrina. I feel like a woman, and correct me if I'm wrong, right? But a woman has the right to decide, okay, I'm not judging you, but I'm just not for you. Like, I'm not knocking, hey, you like to wear panties and all of that, do all of that, cool. But I have a right to be like, nah, I don't want to do that. Am I wrong? Like, am I wrong?
You're 100% right.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, there's way too many men who are running around here thinking that women owe them certain things. We don't. And y'all two are literally just, one, not sexually compatible. Also, your lifestyles don't seem to be compatible.
Yes.
And that's it. That's all.
No. Who else got that relationship? And I think it's just for team, and even with Zach. I mean, he kind of get passes too because they coming at Karen for being disrespectful for Fatima. But how many times have we seen Aaron be Zach be disrespectful to Aaron? A bunch of times.
Plenty.
They don't want to
set the stage for it.
And that's
we don't want to have that conversation.
And that's my problem with it all. It's like y'all have no problems saying that Karen needs to move on, which she does. They are not a good. This is how I look at Karen and Zach relationship. I look at them like Jody and Yvette from Baby Boy. Mm. I look at them like Jody and Yvette from Baby Boy. They keep talking about how Karen is, she really talks trash to Zach, but it's like, man, it goes both ways because if you got somebody just constantly cheating on you and constantly dogging you, of course you're gonna be a little bit more sassier at the mouth. Of course you're not just gonna sit there and take it. So I think
I relate her mouth to her that being the only way that she feel like she can fight back. Because when you in a relationship, when I was cheated on at that time, I mean, and it's not great. Like, it's definitely toxic. So please be clear that I'm saying that this is toxic. But I wasn't at a place where I'm going to fight a dude. But I will cuss your ass out because what else do I have? Like, I'm a take it slow because I feel like you have taken it that place in this particular arena. I'm not about to go sleep with some dude and then burn you back, right? I'm not going to go on you back. So all I have is what I can say to you so that you can feel as horrible as I feel. And it's not right, but it is the reality of the thing, especially if you come from the hood and you don't know no better.
Exactly. And my thing is, we just need to show grace, man. Like, I'm not up here. I'm not finna bat. As a black man, it's enough public bashing a black woman. And I know people say it's just a show, but the reality is this is a real show with real characters. These are real people. Like I know I've seen you where you say you were Karen at one point. I know plenty of Andys who go back to abusive dudes. It's like, man, I'm not finna drag anybody. And the way I be seeing them just completely bash Karen, I was like, how much of that is like I know it's just a show, but God damn, man, that's how you actually feel as a person.
And I've had people make comments like, oh, you make things way too personal. This is how media is how we normalize things. Yep. So if you are able to normalize belittling this black woman who has gone through all this trauma without seeing any of this trauma on the television, it's a lot easier for you to do it when that woman is sitting next to you, when that woman is in class with you, when that woman is at work with you. So I get how some people are like, it's just a show, but then also art imitates life.
Right, exactly. These are just real characters. These are real. It's just a show, but it's like really people who are actually in these toxic relationships. And I just wish, man, people would give Karen some grace. That's what I had to do because I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. I was completely against Karen, but then when you really just take a step back and you really just think like, and I rewatched, I'm like, yo, this woman has been through it. She has been through it, man.
I started posting videos and people was coming for me. I was like, let me go back and rewatch this. Maybe I got it wrong.
She's been through it, yo. She has been through it, man. She's been through it. And it's like, she wants to be done, but it's like, wow, imagine you carrying this. She watched this, man. She loves Zach. And one more point that I really want to hit home is like, they keep saying, well, Karen left Zach. Yes, she left the Zach that was cheating on her, the Zach that was unfaithful, the Zach that showed no type of feelings for her whatsoever in terms of just giving her that, I don't know how to say it, but just giving her what she needs. So she saw that in Aaron. But it's not like she really wanted to be with Aaron. She wanted Zach to be Aaron.
From Zach.
Right, and she never had that before, so she was trying to find that. And so for Zach, the problem is Zach did change. And we must acknowledge that. He has changed. The problem is he's with somebody else. So her mind is like, that's supposed to be mine. Everything is supposed to be mine. And so, like, man, I get it. And you have to, you got to show her great. You got to show all of her.
You got to give her time to process that. It's hitting her like a ton of bricks. Like, all of it's hitting like a ton of bricks.
It is. Yes, man. But hey, man, I just appreciate you for letting me actually come on here and talk about it because, man, it ain't enough Twitter characters. I ain't finna be writing no essays on Instagram, but it's just like I had to stand up for Karen because if black men not gonna stick up for black women, man, who will? And who will, man?
I'm so glad that you did it because you do not know how much you have warmed my heart. Sometimes it is so hard having some of these conversations and seeing some of the things that get said as a black woman in the space, especially when I do start to identify with people. And then I think the trip for me is that I am very honest and vulnerable with my audience and I share my actual experiences and I explain things to Karen. And then people are still disrespectful, like they don't know. And I'm just like, damn, well, are you basically saying it to me too? So I'm having to process like, all right, Erica, just take a step back and don't necessarily take that in or take that on, even though it is pretty much people disregarding my complete experience.
Exactly, man. Like, yes.
And their negativity. So when you coming on and speaking in the way that you did, brother, looking how amazing conversations. I got you. I think Prince is waiting. I got you, but let me check into the chat because y'all have been hanging in there. We are, deep as AF and y'all are having dope conversations in the chat. So I want to check in over here really quick and scan through what's going on before I bring on Jalen Prince, who I mentioned I was talking to on my little lunch break earlier, as I was uploading videos for y'all. Okay, y'all are feeling it? Y'all are feeling it? If you are interested in also speaking your piece about the show, about the characters, go ahead and come over to Instagram and then request to go live with me. And I'm bringing each person on one by one to speak their piece. I didn't anticipate the conversations that we had, but I am feeling so great about it. I hope that y'all are enjoying it. It looks like you are. Hey, DK Thornton, if you're still in here. Shanice, hi. Shari, hey, boo. How are you? Yvette, how are you doing? Valma, how are you doing? Melrose 1. Oh my goodness, so many people have come in while we were chatting. Why can't TP make Karen heal on her own without her friends? So is she just not supposed to speak to her friends? Y'all are funny. D2 Wavy 2022 says, true, we should lift up our black women, not tear them down. Yes. And don't get me wrong, y'all. Let me be really, really clear. You can be honest with black women and you can have real conversations of accountability with black women. I don't want it to seem like, oh, you can only say nice things or be extra polite to black women and that's the only thing that's going to get over. You can be honest. You just don't have to be like vindictive and mean. Like there's so much mean conversation around Karen. And honestly, I have been, when people are DMing me now, if they come at me like crazy, like not like, cause Jalen, I talked to him earlier, like I mentioned, not like Jalen or like some other people who have come to me like very respectfully. But when people have come at me crazy, hey Daphne Covington, how are you, boo? I've said, okay, so what do you want to do? Do you want her to die? Because the way that you're talking at this point, you just don't want her to be living and breathing. Like, that's my response to people who give this very visceral negative reaction of like, I hate Karen's existence. All right then. Okay, cool. So you want her to die. We don't have nothing to talk about here, right? Well, no, I'm not saying all that. Well, then what are you saying? Because it's given that. I mean, I think in a few lives back, I've had, you know, some people cape for how people respond to me and how people are kind of negative to me. And it's just like, well, if all you wanted to do was make sure you got your negative stuff off, you did. Now what? Hey, Wente Talk, welcome in. Crystal Morgan, welcome in. Okay, I'm about to bring Jalen Prince up to talk, and I know that this is going to be interesting because the way that our DMs was going down, I already know he got something to say to me. Okay, he literally hit me up like he got a bone to pick. If you would like to voice your thoughts or say something, I wanted to make sure that I did a very thorough live this go round, y'all, because Sistas not coming back until June 29th, honey. And we're going to be out here on these Wednesdays just not seeing each other for a while, okay? I have dropped 3 videos, I think, today. I dropped Zach's baby mama video. So Heather Jennings, you get to meet her. I did a deep dive video about that. I did a video where I tell you guys what I think Zatima's premiere date is going to be. So check the channel for that. And there was one other video I dropped today because I dropped a lot. I dropped a bunch of All-American stuff. I got 2 Bel Air videos coming. Make sure y'all join me tomorrow for the Bel Air talk because it's going to be lit. Episode 8 is going to be so lit. But yeah, it's a lot going on right now on the channel. All right, I'm going to bring Jalen on. Stay in the chat. Keep chopping it up with each other. I will come back and be reading some of the things in the chat. But again, if you would like to talk, then please come over to Instagram and request to go live with me. Let's see if Jalen is still up in the building and if we can get him on. Where's Karen's mama? I don't know where Karen's mama is. Hey, boo, hey. Let me get you patched in on here real quick before I push it over. Because it's a little bit of a lag. Hey, all of the new people on IG that just popped in to this live. Camille, I'm hoping I'm right about this damn Zatima premiere date as well, child. Because the way that they are being so cryptic, we don't have no preview. We have no trailers. It's just like, what is happening? Let me get you patched in on here real quick before I push it over. Because it's a little bit of a lag. Hey, all of the new people on IG that just popped in to this live. Camille, I'm hoping I'm right about this damn Zatima premiere date as well, child, because the way that they are being so cryptic, we don't have no preview, we have no trailers. It's just like, what is happening? Okay. Jalen, talk to me.
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm feeling good after Trey came and blessed me with some black male love. I'm trying to brace myself. I'm trying to see what you coming with, what you giving.
I don't want to come in and ruin that type of positive. I'm not gonna do that. I had to pray about it before you allowed me to get in here. So I'm gonna come in with the heat, but I'm gonna let it simmer. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna burn everything. But you did say I got a bone to pick with you. I don't really have the bone. I only got a pin, so that's what we're gonna start off with. First things first. The whole Sabrina and the African dude, I forgot his name.
Bio.
That was I get it. Calvin has certain type of feelings. I think we all agreed that Calvin and Sabrina need to go their separate ways. It's just not working. Just let that one go. Because the way I saw the chemistry, you know, when you see something and the way it flows, there's 2 people that just like match each other. And there's something that can possibly be there. I see that as Sabrina and the African dude. And really? It's not about the money or anything. It's the energy with it. Because it's a lot different from when Sabrina and Calvin first met.
I think it's different from when they first met, but something about Bio, like when she came back, when she was on the phone with Danni and he was just like, how is he? And I was like, oh, he got an attitude? And this early. I was like, And then you saw, like, then you wanted to drink. You want her to take these 3 glasses of wine, but then you're talking about we want to numb things. But boy, you don't want to shove the wine down her throat. I was like, I didn't know how to take Bio, honestly.
You have to take it one step. And I see that 2 of my boys are actually watching this right now. So, like, I'm gonna be hearing from them a little bit later. But that's a different.
Shout them out.
Shout out to Tay. Shout out to Ace. Love y'all boys. Miss y'all. But to go along with that, I see something there with that. So that's I just want to get that out the way. The Andi and Gary situation, we already know how that's gonna go. I think mind games are being played right now. I think there's gonna be some type of turmoil. The fact that Robin is coming and she told him that he's gonna be staying. Now I'll give Andi credit. She did not tell him when, and I felt like that was smart.
She said this week. He's gonna stay the week. That's what she said.
He did say, like, when is he coming in? And she said, I'm not telling him that. Now, unless I missed something, because like at that time I'm like,
I just hate the idea that she said it to begin with. Like, they about to play mind games. Andi, you're gonna lose. He's a master menace. You're gonna lose, girl.
Pure. The whole Fatima breaking the car thing. I feel like I kind of know it's relevant, but I don't see it as much relevant until Fatima sees Gary with Hayden in the same room. So that's like one issue. Not to mention, Hayden ain't in crutches no more.
Imagine.
How did he heal that fast?
Honestly, I think that her breaking up the car, real quick, going back to that, I feel like that was a gift to the fans because I needed that in my soul.
We needed that. I know it was a short 2 seconds, but we needed that. So we got that out of the way. I want to talk about the Danni and Karen conversation real quick. Because we talked earlier about how I said Karen needs to go to her friends if she's in this type of trouble. And she tried to do that. Now, going to Andi first, Andi's not going to give you the truth. She's not going to give you the truth. She's only going to tell you a little bit about her situation, because what does Andi constantly say? She says, I don't want to be in the middle of this. I don't want to be put in the middle of this. She doesn't want to be involved. So she's not going to give you that. She only going to say what you want to hear. So that's that. The next thing.
I also think that she's only going to say what she's capable of saying, because she also is not paying attention to her friends. So I think that she's one of the least qualified to actually tell Karen the truth, because one, she don't see the truth in her own situation. And then two, aside from the fact of like knowing how deep Fatima and all them are involved, I don't think that Andi, it really registers where Karen is in the season that she's in right now. So I honestly don't even think that Andi has the capacity to say what needs to be said.
Danni, on the other hand, this is why I love her. She's the GOAT. She's the MVP. She's been the MVP so far. She ain't the GOAT. Okay, let me take that back. She's not the GOAT, but she's the MVP right now. She's the MVP right now. Because you said she doesn't have no real friends. Danni's the real friend. Danni's
now.
Because now. It's better late than never. Danni's actually trying to be there for Karen because she's keeping her honest. Nobody, like, I'm a professional friend. Friend zone, guy friend, whatever you need. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna say what you want me to hear unless I'm in the mood to say what you want to hear. But like Danni's the one that sees where Karen is spiraling.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about Danni, she told her the truth, but at the same time, she kind of held back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because when she pointed out, I can go to a paper, I can go get a piece of paper and write down everything Zach has done to you. She could have easily wrote down everything that Karen has done to him, but she didn't do it because she wants to keep the friendship of the sister circles together. But at the same time, like that's just me. But at the same time, Danni doesn't want to ruin a friendship, Karen. I already know that for
I think that she chose to say, I can write down everything that he's done to you because she's trying to get her to release. I don't think that it will ruin their relationship with her saying, you know that you talked to him like, right? Because she said it before. She said, so I don't think that that's a thing that's going to actually break up their friendship. Because Karen knows, and that's another thing I think that y'all don't register. The moment when Zach told her that he was done at the salon and he told her like, yo, the way that you talked to me was just not right. And she literally was like,
wait, you talking the second time or the first time?
At the salon.
Suit or not suit?
Suit.
Got it.
So that was to me the first moment that she really took it all in. And since then, we hadn't seen her go back and do all of what she had did in reference to how she was speaking. So it's not that she don't know it. And she realizes that that's one of the biggest reasons between the bank and how she was talking. She knows that now.
But
I think that we're going to see that she knows it, because in this whole I'm going to get him back, It's gonna come. I just know
I'm
it's
gonna
gonna come up in the
get there.
dialogue.
I'm gonna get there.
It's gonna come up.
Get there
I
with you.
promise
I'm gonna get
I
there
won't
with
ever
you.
talk to you like that no more. I promise. It's all of that's gonna come out, so you gonna know that she. Go ahead.
Let me ask you this. When she said that, did you have any like? Did something click in the back of your head say like, "Oh, I'm gonna hear this from Jalen. Oh, I'm gonna hear this. I'm gonna hear this."
Yes. I said, "Oh, they're gonna try to light my ass up tonight."
And I got lighters in the cabinet. I got lighters in the cabinet. I'm ready. But I'm gonna ease up. I'm gonna remain calm on this one. But going back to Danni, she kept it honest. And the thing that drives me crazy with Karen, I understand you're in emotion, you're dealing with a lot of emotions right now. Completely understand. With the so-called hormones, with the so-called presidency, and I do emphasize the word so-called. She said, and you say you want Zach back. And you said, hey,
Bryce's mom, sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, but I want to shout out Bryce's mom. Bryce Mommy on Twitter, who always sends me a ton of sister stuff. Hey boo, go ahead.
When Karen said that she that she wanted Zach back, and then she like kept going on and said like I know him, but he's changed. He told Danni that he's changed. Danni agreed with him, but Danni also said he didn't change for you. He changed because of Fatima and what she did for him. Karen walked out after that. Okay. Now we're gonna get into the heat part, and this is not ridiculing Black women. This is not bearing them down. This is keeping them honest. The accountability.
Hold on, before you say this, this is keeping Black women honest, and what you got to follow up. Are you one of these red pill, blue pill, black belt podcast men?
No.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
No, I'm an equal opportunity, like trash talker.
Okay, all right.
I tell the truth either way. I'll take it. I'll take the criticism. Heck, I'm about to get into sports journalism. You think
Oh, okay.
This is what I'm about to do.
I love it.
But let me get into the heat. I respect your whole standpoint on where you have with Karen. I completely understand that. That does not excuse her for being wrong.
When did I ever excuse her?
You didn't. I'm not saying that you did. I mean in general. That does not excuse her for being wrong. She was wrong to call out Fatima's name again. And she lied once again. That's two wrongs.
Okay.
Can you agree that she keeps going to her friends and she wants everybody to say what she want to hear?
I don't think she did that in this episode. She wanted to hear the truth, but then she also still is in a place of, she just got to get to a place of acceptance.
But because like I do remember her, she said she don't believe that, but you wanted the truth, and you didn't believe that. The other part, but she lied big when she told Fatima, and she told Sabrina, because one time when Karen went to go cash in that check from Zach, and Sabrina asked her, "Are you feeling Zach?" He said, she said, "No, I always have love for him." That was it.
Can I ask you something real quick?
Go ahead.
Have you ever been in love?
I plead the fifth.
Okay, go ahead.
I plead the fifth.
Go ahead with your...
Okay, but to answer your question, yes, I have.
Like in love.
Yep.
And you did everything right. And you did everything right coming out of that.
I made some mistakes.
Did you learn from them?
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's all I'm saying.
And I had to just real quick. There were some situations that I was in that it took longer than it took a little while longer because I mentioned in our text before. I never been in a whole lot of relationships. I struggle when it comes to women at an early age. I was at a point where I like you could say I was on some creep stuff. I can't cuss right now because my mother has an Instagram, and I know if she see my name or anything, she's gonna see it, and then I have to deal with that phone conversation. So I ain't getting into that. Mama, love you. But I was on that level. It took tough love, and it also took like learning from 3 to 5 to 6 big brothers that have had that experience to teach me what's up, but also to see what I didn't want to be and didn't want what I wanted to do. So it took that experience, but the biggest thing I learned, I had to accept who I am and what I did wrong and learn from it. But the other thing I accepted that the world keeps moving. We talked about this before. The world keeps moving. The only time it's ever stopped was in March of 2020 when the pandemic hit. It was still moving, but we had to stop. Now the world's back moving again. You either adapt or you get left behind. Shannon Sharp said this best. Change is inevitable. Growth is optional. Choose wisely. So going back to Karen's situation, she has grown from a lot of, I get it. She's been through a lot with Zach. Because in the first season, we was all against Zach because Zach needed to go ahead and let this go. Yeah, he messed up. We completely agree. I was against Zach. I was for Karen to be with Aaron. But one thing we also had to accept, Karen wanted to move on from Zach as well. Yes, she had love, but she wanted to move on because Aaron was giving her what she needed. And now we saw, like, when Zach was going through his hard times, he got hit on his bike. He got hit by a truck, and that was the best thing that was one of the best things that possibly happened to him. Mm-hmm. He was on the verge of moving on. Karen had her man doing her thing, and she was at peace. Zach was on the same boat.
Well, she wasn't really at peace because you also don't.
But you saw a level of relaxation and calmness, though. Remember when her and Aaron? This was season 2, episode 15. This was the shower scene with Zach and Fatima. This was right after the shower scene with the blue light. That's my favorite episode. Thank God for that. But that's a different story for another day. But going with Karen and Aaron, you saw when they were just sitting on a chair, they was vibing. It was a relaxation. It was a peace. It was enjoying. There was no stress.
There was some.
Karen
was trying to make Aaron work because she felt like that's what she was supposed to do. And I think the problem that people are missing and are not actually bringing along as we go through this is that you don't get to choose who you love. And her feelings for Zach didn't go anywhere. And the whole thing with her choosing Aaron was her trying to be smarter, her trying to release it, her trying to be in this thing that is clearly supposed to be better for her. But those feelings had yet to go anywhere, which is why we're where we're at now. And the thing that we're in now, the experience that she's experiencing now, and all of the missteps, all of the emotions, everything that she's going through, this is her learning process. It's going to get her to that place of acceptance. The same thing that you said that you went through.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying is people be mindful. Like if this is in season 5 and we still talking about this, then maybe I'm saying in season 5 because guess what? They slept together in season 3. So if we get to season 5 and it's still that, then maybe I'll start to be like, all right. But to me, there's not enough time given for the fact that she actually has to go through the experience that all of us go through with that one love that just wrecks us, like completely lays us out on our asses.
But understand this, when you've had people tirelessly keep telling you, 1, go to the doctor. Number 2, he's moved on.
All right, we talk about that in chat too. It's been 3 days since the damn pregnancy test. I know we've been saying go to the doctors, but Tyler Perry is also not writing the time.
He's dragging this. We know this, so we got to go ahead and
don't put that smoke on Karen. Put that on TP. Like, give my sister the points for
what she can't. You can't tell a millionaire what to do.
But you can tell Karen who's controlled by him. The math ain't math.
That's all we got. We know we can't go with them. It's like trying to get NFL owners to, like the high black coaches. You can't tell a millionaire what to do. You can't. So you gotta yell at somebody.
You gotta yell at somebody.
We complain. This is what we do. This is our nature. This is what we do.
I mean, I'm not mad at people complaining about her. It's just the people who be taking it OD. Like it's
like
black women.
We talk. I kept everything respectful. I don't want to dead. None of that. 100%. Don't want to lose I don't want to lose the baby at all. But I'm not. It's the accountability thing as far as her taking responsibility for the actions. You invited Fatima, constantly getting, everybody felt it was a setup. You try, and you was right on your points as far as what the conversation was going to be like when they got to the penthouse. But deep down, you know what she was trying to do. You were slick forward, but you knew it was wrong. And I'm not calling you.
Was she not checked about it? Was she able to get away with it?
Yeah, to a degree.
No, she wasn't. She came out looking like a damn fool.
Oh, wait, what you talking about as far as like her check the box?
Karen doing.
Oh, you said did she get checked about it? Oh, you said she got checked about it.
That's what I'm saying.
I thought you said check the box.
No. I'm saying Karen tried that shit with Fatima at the penthouse, and she got checked about it. So that's the thing. I want people to register. Like, she's also not getting away with a lot of the things that y'all got a problem with. She's actually having the consequences. She has lost Zach forever because she didn't.
No, she didn't, because it's still in her mind.
Just because she thinks that because she wants another chance with him doesn't mean she does have another chance with him.
But you can't tell her that that's in her mind.
Forever. She has lost Zach forever because of what she did with the bank thing and because of how she's talked to him. She is living in the consequences of her actions. So that's what I'm like. People were saying.
And you're saying she doesn't know how to deal with it.
I'm saying she is dealing with it. Y'all just don't like how she's dealing with it.
I can understand that because everybody handles their own situation differently. You mentioned that before in our other conversation. I completely understand that. The other part that I do, like the two parts, and I've been consistent with this. I don't like the fact that she's doing wrong. It's the lying and the well, I ain't gonna go manipulation. It's really just the lying factor.
Lady.
Huh? Yeah, not no manipulation. Like I'll say it's the stalling.
What is she lying about?
She told people, she told the girls, and she told Fatima, I don't want them back. You lied. She told Fatima that when it was at the car, and she was being nice then. She told Sabrina that at the bank.
Lie. Like, you can't be like, oh, you wrong for that lie. She didn't want.
Everybody knew you wanted him back. But you want him now because he ain't the same guy.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, Jalen, you got, like, it happens.
Doesn't make it right.
It to me, this part specifically it's not right or wrong. If I got a trash that cheated on me and gave me whatever, and I feel like I'm gonna look stupid to my friends, and I'm like, no, girl, I don't want him back. Deep down, I want him tonight. And I tell him that doesn't make me wrong. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's literally, that's not even a thing of like right or wrong for me. I don't know. What y'all think in the chat?
Did she lie or not? Wrong is wrong. Lying is lying.
I cannot.
Good
luck with, and this is not me wishing anything on you in any relationship that you have. But if this is what you think, then I don't know.
I already know. I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna make mistakes in the future. I will own up for it and admit when I was wrong. If I lied, hey, I lied, and I'm still wrong for that.
I don't think that it's a wrong lie to tell my inner circle I don't want this man back, and deep down I do. Or
is it wrong that you kept? Is it wrong that you told?
If I'm pissed in the moment and I'm responding on my anger, no, I don't want the nigga back. I mean that. But that don't mean
but when you had the conversation face to face with Fatima at the house, and that's the woman
I believe her when she said that. I feel like she's going through. I don't know. I can't explain it to y'all because
is it the 5 stages of grief? Is it one of the 5 stages of grief?
Yeah, but then it also isn't necessarily like you go through the stages sequentially and that's it. Sometimes you cycle through. So in one moment you can speak to one thing and one feeling, and in another moment you can speak to something else. So I think that she was being very logical and very lucid when she was having that conversation with Fatima. And then now with the conversation with Danni, I feel like she's dropping a little bit into her ego and feeling like, damn, what about me is not good enough? What about me? Like, I'm the bomb, I'm X, Y, and Z. And now it's like, nah, I can get him back. And that's just a different, I don't know how to explain that.
You did. You know, the way you talked, the way you mentioned it, it was on point because I was trying to get into that, but you actually didn't into it. So that goes to my question. The fact that she said all that, the fact that she's gonna try to get him back, it's gonna be a big try because Fatima has no more niceness in her. She already tried 3 times.
And guess what? She gonna have to deal with the consequences of that action.
Understood, and she's willing to.
Like I have.
Yes, and understood, and she's willing to. I will vouch for that. But the going back when the fact that she said that I'm going to get him back, and you're acting like you can't, and you keep ignoring the fact that he's done moved on. He got better when she arrived for what she's doing, and you're trying to get that, and you like. I think it was the last dude that was on the live. It said like something about deserve or she should try to get him back or something like that.
No, he didn't say that he should.
Okay, all right. So like it was something about like she deserves.
He said that her perspective is she feels like she deserves what Fatima's getting now.
Okay, and this is big with me. I don't believe in the word deserve. I believe in earned. What have you done? What have you done to earn that? For
him?
Oh, she's done a lot for him, but it's more than just. You mentioned this before. It's more than just the money. It was like Zach has said this time and time again. The way Fatima has encouraged him. He said this. He never had a woman, his mother, his sisters, his grandmother, and Karen, to encourage him and overpower.
I'll pause you real quick because I'm really glad that you brought that up.
Sure.
Because Karen is also suffering for his trauma with women before her. So this is already impacted and worse because she's following in a line of other women that were supposed to love and care for him a certain way and didn't. So it makes it even worse.
Worse for... You got me confused.
Worse for her because she's also getting the brunt of his response. Because he hasn't done this with his mother. He hasn't done this with his aunt. He hasn't been able to divorce those women as well. So part of his visceral reaction to her is also him rejecting that from those women before.
What do you mean? You're going, okay, so.
I'm saying that Zach takes all of the feelings that he has about all of these women that he felt like has belittled him. And he is using the relationship with Karen to now express and reject those things. So part of what she's getting is also venom for some other women.
But she's part of one of those women that have like
belittled. She is 100% part of it. But I'm glad that you brought that up because that's another thing I think that people don't think about. Some of the stuff that she's now suffering for is not necessarily a part of what she has done. And
it's not complete. Like it's not completely on Karen. We understand that because Zach has been through his share. And going back again, Zach's not exiled for all the stuff that he's done. We completely understand that he's in fault in a lot of things in their relationships. Heck, he might be in fault with a lot of relationships that he has with his sisters, his mother, and his grandmother. We don't know that yet. But the going with the whole Karen thing, we understand that she's only part responsible on how Zach feels in a certain situation. It's the fact that he was able to move on from that into a better situation, thriving from it, and the fact that he even talked about this with Jake, who I still vaguely trust a little bit. He talked about this. To have a woman like this that encourages you, that pushes you in the right way, it makes you feel good. He talks on and on about the lady.
Yeah.
The thing what like drives me crazy with Karen is the fact that she still feel that she still feels like that Zach is still thinking about her and thinking like she's getting back together. Am I wrong on that point?
If she was thinking if she was thinking that they were getting back together, then she wouldn't be thinking that she has to fight for him. So I'm gonna say no. Yvette, I see you waiting. I got you, but I want to make this point. I want to say this before I let you off, so that I give you a chance to speak on it.
Yeah.
I'm not taking anything away from Fatima. She has helped in creating a beautiful environment for Zach to flourish. But I've had this conversation with a few people on Twitter. Zach has been enhanced by his experience with Fatima, but the major thing that has shifted him is his proximity to money. And I think it's a lot easier for Fatima to support the guy that she sees and has seen I don't think that Fatima would have been as encouraging if she was getting the cheating Zach. If she was getting the Zach that will burn you. If she was
I agree.
The Zach that had a mindset, because, and again, I'm not a black man, so I don't know, but I know a lot of black men, and so much of
I'm a black man.
Like
I'm a big black man at that.
So much of y'all's confidence and how you view yourself in the world is tied to your financial resources. And Zach, to me, was vibrating very low in his relationship with Karen because he wasn't able to financially provide. The moment that he started getting more money, it shifted for him. So it was not just was Fatima. Fatima was able to love on a man whose confidence also started to shift instantly. And that's something else that we are not giving actual credit to. Because to say, Karen, you will never be Fatima, she has never had Fatima's circumstances. Had Zach come up on money while he was with Karen, I don't think we would be seeing the same thing.
But let me ask you this. How was he able to come up with money at the time?
And this is another thing that people forget. This is another thing that people forget. Karen's mother got him linked with chain breakers.
Okay.
That's how it started.
Let me ask you this.
So if
Karen's mother
he not been hit by that car, if he not been hit by that truck, and the whole Fatima thing would have never happened, and he would have still been in chain breakers, and he would have still been able to get this money, then I think we would have seen a different trajectory with the Karen and Zach conversation.
But you said Karen's mother put him on with chain breakers. Did Karen support him at all when he thought about doing it?
She didn't know nothing about that.
Okay, then. So let's go. Okay, but like, remember, I'm going off of everything. I'm going off of everything that you said, and you're right. If Karen's mother put him on chain breakers at first, why did he not do it at the time?
No, it's the time that he did. This is all that timeline.
Okay. Was this all right? Then why did he? Let me think.
He was still chasing after Karen on that damn bike, working at chain breakers. He had not gotten paid yet. Like, all of this is like the timing. Like, and that's the thing I want people to remember. The timing that all of this stuff happens matters, and the money matters as well. Yes, Fatima is a bomb, dope woman. However, she got a very different Zach that was easy to sew into.
The thing about it, though, is this, and Zach's pointed this out plenty of times. It was a certain encouragement that he never received from Karen that he got from that. It's the little things. Remember how we said, like, little things matter? Like you said, the timing matters.
I'm not saying that she should not have encouraged him. I don't want you to argue down the point of like, oh, I'm not saying that Karen could not have been more supportive. She could have. However, the situation in which Fatima was supporting Zach was a lot different than the situation where Karen was lacking in supporting Zach.
And that's where I'm trying to get to, because like, what changed really with the situations? If he was
getting money.
But here's the how did remember, he put money in a stock. Did he not put
later? That's already after he didn't fell for her. So that's
remember, like he put, that was after he fell for it. But remember, something was kicking. Yes, he was making okay, so he didn't make money when he was with Karen, when he was with chain breakers at the time. He didn't make money when he was with Karen.
He ain't got paid yet.
He didn't get paid, but also when you're not getting paid and you're getting belittled, doesn't that do something to your psyche?
Yes.
All right, so now that we got that, when you
I'm not arguing that with you. I agree with you.
Oh no, I'm just pointing out this. It's the fact that he, like, everything, yes, he got better with money. That's only the half of it. Yes, the money thing, of course, like the money thing, if you're making money, you're good financially. It does something to a brother. Heck, the fact that I see 4 digits in my account, it does something to me. It makes me better. But well, okay, it makes me better. It's like,
go ahead. This is a safe space. We're being honest tonight.
I already know it's a safe space, and I'm still gonna talk my stuff. But anyway, when a black man is set financially, it's like a big monkey off our back. Actually, that's the ape off our back. We still got monkeys. We still got monkeys on our back. but that's the big 8 off our back.
I understand that.
When you got that, and you're getting the level of support that you never experienced, it pushes you even more.
I understand that. All I'm saying about that particular scenario is that it would be interesting to see the moment the financial monkey got off his back, how much lighter he was moving in his interactions with Karen and how that shifted her and how she was responding. That's all I'm saying.
I get this, and I get the different. I get the timelines. They do matter. The situations are different. But when you understand that, but as we go through life, when you understand that certain things just
people waiting, so we gotta wrap it up.
All right, last thing. When we go through things in life, and like the fact that like some certain things just didn't work out, it was a different time. Heck, it's the same. It's the same thing with a lot of relationships. It just didn't work out at the time because we were just two different people. We were two different people. We were either young. You wasn't set financially, so it just didn't work. It just wasn't that time. It's okay, but there's sometimes when certain stuff didn't work back then. That does not mean you can't. That doesn't mean you can go back.
Right.
And I'm still on the stage.
And I shared a personal moment with you earlier in PM where I was gonna try.
It took you time, but you weren't able to move on. Let me ask you this: would you go back? Come on, E. Come on, Miss Vane. Would you go back?
I would say this: before that traumatic thing happened I shared with you, I wasn't thinking about going back at all. The whole finality of it all is what changed things for me. Does that answer your question?
To a degree, but I understand you're built different. I completely understand. Everybody's different. Some people want to go back because that's where they live at. But the great ones, not saying that you're not great. I'm not saying that you're not great. I'm not saying that.
It's okay, boo.
But the great ones, they understand if I go back to when I was good, I don't move forward to go be great. Because I had to learn at a young, because some people are so used to where they live at and what they know. They're too, sometimes they're too scared to go outside of what they know.
Facts. And what I was saying
last point I want to make. Remember when Aunt Viv off of Bel Air, she said there's more to life than in West Philly. There's more than life than what Zach, and there was more to life than Zach, and there was more. And Zach found out there was more to love in a relationship than Karen.
And guess what? Sometimes you don't gain the perspective of the broader horizons around you until you try to go back and them damn doors you're trying to get through are closed.
And Karen's learning that. But right now she's getting a bat, she's getting a bullet, and she's honestly, trying to break the doors down.
I'm loving watching it, and it's because I feel like I've gone through it and I've healed and I see so much of it, and it's just like, damn girl, you was in the thick of it. But now I know, I wouldn't do half of the things that she's doing now, but sometimes it really takes you trying to jump through a fucking window and jump through a door that's not open for you no more, sis. Why are you going backwards? You're not supposed to be going that way. And sometimes it takes us a while. We don't always know, or we don't always register the stove is hot. People can tell you the stove is hot. The stove is hot, but some of us still need to touch it. And then some of us need to touch it again. You know?
The fact that you said they have to.
They are emotionally compelled to. That's what I'll say. And we're going to have to go right now. And shout out to y'all because I have not been coming right here. But I hope that y'all are enjoying these conversations. I'm only going to do a couple more of these. There's 2 people in. I'm about to get on with Yvette right now. If you want to hop on, this will be your last chance. So come over to Instagram and get in the queue so that you can let me know how you feeling and we can chop it up a little bit. Yvette, okay, hold on. It didn't sync yet, girl. I want to make sure that you dice the center and good. This has been interesting. I'm feeling good. These interesting spirited debates is getting me together. Want to hop on? This will be your last chance. So come over to Instagram and get in the queue so that you can let me know how you feeling and we can chop it up a little bit. Yvette, okay, hold on. It didn't sync yet, girl. I want to make sure that you dice the center and good.
Sugar. you doing today, Sugar Plum?
Interesting. I'm feeling good. Like these interesting spirited debates.
Listen, let me tell you something. I think everybody had a valid point. When I jumped on Instagram, like you was literally reading my mind on everything that you was saying to the guy that just hung up. I guess my question would be is, do you think that he would give us a background of each friend? Meaning, like, how did they grow up?
TP?
Because, because a lot of times you could tell a lot from a person and how they deal with relationships and how they was raised.
Yep.
So, like, let's say, like, for example, you grew up with a 2-parent home and you saw how your dad treated your mama and you like, oh my God, I love that. Like, I want that for myself. Then you also have a friend who didn't grow up in a 2-parent home. She grew up with her mama. And her mama didn't do nothing but bash men all day. So she picked up those habits. So I think with these type of women, I think it comes with generational baggage. Because the only person that you saw as far as like parent wise was Lisa. And like you say, she was the one who put Zach on to Chain Breakers. But she also gave him the blueprint on how to win her daughter. She was like, listen, you need to get your shit together. And you need to get together now because my daughter likes X, Y, and Z. She done held it down for you. Yeah, you done been locked up and whatnot type thing, but she done held it down. She done put up with all this stuff that she done put up with. Now it's time for you to get yourself together. If you really want to be with her, you got to show her. So when he started the chain breaker thing and he was finna get ready to leave, the atmosphere shifted. And it shifted because Fatima was there to lift anybody up that had been locked up. And it was like a brotherhood type of thing, and she was just like one of the counselors there, so to say, to say, okay, let's not think the way that we've been thinking, because just like I put in the chat, we got rear view mirrors in our car for a reason. Let's not look back to the old person that we used to be. Let's look forward to the new person that we're going to become, because it's something so much greater out there than what you got in your circumstances right now. Like, you could turn your circumstance around. You know, you don't have to stay in the same position. So as she was saying this to him, as she was saying it, those seeds was dropping. And something grew inside of him, but in his mind, he wasn't trying to get with Fatima right then and there. He wasn't checking her like that. He was like, well, okay, if you say so. So when he started working and everybody was like, man, he hustling. Like, he was there when everybody else went home. And she like, what the hell you doing here? He's like, man, I got to, because, you know, I done found my niche. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm more than a baggage claim dude that's taking people to they planes when they running late and stuff. I'm more than this. So as she was talking to him, the seed started to plant inside of him. I think when he got his check and he seen it, he wanted to stack his money up, because he was still chasing him behind Karen. And she wasn't here.
And also want to note that with Fatima dropping these gems, you're so right. It also was the perfect storm of his situation, because he was back and forth living with Danni. He ain't had nowhere to go. So he also like, I ain't going to go home because I ain't got nowhere to go. And he planted seeds in Fatima might have like, damn, this boy worked hard. But it's like, he worked hard, but then he also ain't got nowhere else to go. So why not do it? All of this is creating a perfect storm for it. But go ahead.
Right. And so with that being said, I think that, you know, like I say, I think he was trying to get it right for her because of the fact that her mama had stepped to him and told him, like, look, my dude, he was, you know, he had something going on with his life. They came up with this thing to help people, because like on YouTube when I was on there earlier, like somebody said, when you locked up and depending on what your crime is, it's hard for you to get a job. I don't care if, you know what I'm saying, like, if you stole a 50-cent piece of candy, sometimes it's hard, depending on what state you in, it's hard to get a job when you've been known as a criminal. So when they came about this chain breaker thing, yeah, he was kind of skeptical. I'm like, man, I ain't trying to go back to jail. That's one thing I don't want to be at. You know what I'm saying? So I'm skeptical about this. But for her to come in and say, no, listen, I see something in you. That's just like talking to a child that just somebody has given up on that child. And you tell that child, like, look, I see something in you that you don't see in yourself. And the more and more you say that, the more and more that child starts to say, okay, if you believe in me, then I need to start believing in myself. And then everything else around me will change. Now that everything else around him has changed, she's starting to feel some kind of way. She like I set him up for somebody else to claim that.
Yep.
And I've been in that situation, but it just so happens that with my situation, I was the prize. And my ex-husband realized that, like, man, I was out there in those streets. I did what I did. I was at the clinic. You know what I'm saying? Because you done sluck around and you done gave me something and stuff. And I'm like, okay, now why would you do that? I held you down, but then you stomp on my heart. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to teach you how to stunt one. And when I teach you how to stunt one, you're going to hate me. And that's what happened. You hated me. So fast forward, like, I married my husband down, and I've been with him 17 years. And it took that long time for him to be like, you know what? I messed up. Because the chick that I cheated with, I married her. She didn't want me. She told me straight out when you left that, you know what? I did what I set out to do, and that was to lure you my way. So once I lure you my way, I don't want you like that. And you shouldn't let your wife leave. So it's like, it ain't nothing you can say or do now. So my husband that I have now, he has a baby mama. She was a Karen, just like I'm a Fatima. But the thing about it is, if you're strong and confident in what you got going on, can't no Karen shake or break that. So like you say, she's not a factor. You know what I'm saying? Unless you make her a factor. And it's like my mom always said, long as they don't put their hands on you, say what you want to say all day. He has showed you, and I don't think that it'll get to the point where she would go to them, will go to Fatima and say, listen, you cannot have Zach. Zach belongs to me. We done been together 3 years. I don't think that she can step to her like that. I don't care how big a badass she try to be with a gun, all that kind of stuff. She don't have that much bite in her bark to go to her and say these things, due to the simple fact that Zach he's becoming his own man. And what's become territory to him is Fatima. And vice versa. They have become territorial to each other. So I don't think that he would even let her even get that far as to saying anything to her like that. Because check it, the other week when she said, listen, I'm gonna tell this chick that I'm pregnant. And he had already told her. He was like, listen, she pissed on a stick. She said that, baby, man, hey, I don't know. But what I do know is, she said, okay, bet. We gonna go. She called me, wanted me to come. She said, but I'm tell you like this right here. I'm finna go ahead and put on my street gear. Cause if it's a setup, I might can't fight all 4 of them, but I'm gonna take 2 of them down with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take 2 of them down with me. So he was like, damn, you so crazy. Like, I love this. Like, he loved the spiciness about her. He loves the sincerity about her. And all the things that Karen could have been, they was just not there. They was not there yet.
Well, I wanna pause right here, because I think that this is what Karen is gonna be, but it takes this
growth.
It takes this. And I honestly, I don't know, like you asked if we were going to get the girls' background and like how they were raised. I would love to see, which I think we're going to get with Fatima's background, because I really believe that Fatima has had a caring season. It takes it for you to get there. Like I tell y'all all day that I resonate with Karen, but Erica right now is a Fatima.
She has. I mean, she told us, she was like, she's like, I get it. Like even like I'll use myself as an example. Like with my husband that I have now, like we talk about it sometimes, and I laugh about it because he had a daughter and a wife, and they was divorced and stuff like that before I even came along. And I tried to be the nice one, like like whatever the child needed, like he just let me know and I'll help him. And she, every time and every opportunity she got, she was on the phone calling me all out my name, saying this and saying that. So I got smart. I said, listen, check this. Because that time I didn't have no babies. I was like, when God gets ready to shake and quake my ovaries, hear me good. My babies ain't finna want for nothing. You the one who around here begging and seeking for bread. I'm not begging and seeking for nothing, because I know how to go out and get mine. Now, if you don't want your babies looking like no little scraggly muffins and stuff like that, you better get with the program. Because he could get with somebody who don't give a damn about you or your baby. You get what I'm saying? Now, with Fatima, like, hey, we gonna do what we need to do. If the baby need diapers, I'm gonna put him in check. I'm not gonna let him be no deadbeat daddy, because eventually I'm gonna want kids from him. And I need to see what kind of daddy he's gonna be to your child before I try to procreate with him. Because we're not having all these 5 or 6 baby mamas. You do for one and you don't do for the other. No, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna do like the white people, not trying to talk about it, but we're gonna have a blended family. We're gonna eat some turkey. We're gonna eat some, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna play Scrabble on the weekend. We're gonna play Space. Whatever you want to do, we're gonna do, because we come as a family. We come as a package deal. But what you're not gonna do is get to talking outside your neck, thinking that you're the only one that's got a uterus and some ovaries. That's what you're not gonna do. Because I go across that river and adopt me some children. And yeah.
And honestly,
that's what we'll do.
If Karen goes down this route and Fatima gotta take it there, then I'm gonna be like, well, again, she gotta deal with the consequences of X, Y, and Z. All of that is gonna be the journey that is gonna be to get to where y'all trying to go in reference to the blended, healthy family of it all. But right now, sis is in the thick of it.
Yeah, and it's interesting because, like I say, like, I don't think we all realize that when you speak on stuff, you speak things in the atmosphere. So if you always speaking negative things start to surround you. And I don't know how many of your viewers read the Bible, but the Bible say that there's power
in the tongue.
And not saying that Karen didn't go through that, because we all go through something. We all have violins playing. Zach go through something. We always, you know what I'm saying? Like, we know somebody like these people. But the thing about it is the way we talk to each other. You can talk to me and not at me. And that's their problem that they had. They talked at each other and not to each other. You yelling at me, I'm not going to hear nothing you saying.
Yep.
I'm filtering. Because for me, my trigger word is okay. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my trigger word. Like, okay, because that's letting me know that, okay, you need to shut up. Because what you're saying is no longer an interest to me once you took your tone to another level. On none of these episodes have you ever seen them sit down and actually have a conversation with each other. The only time I think they probably sat down and actually had a decent conversation was when he got stabbed by old girl brother. When he came in and she was like, "Are you okay?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm good." And he was like, "Well, who is this dude?" And all that kind of stuff. He said, "I'm just making sure you're okay." And then when the dude came in, he was like, "Dang, you really doing this?" Like, I done lost about 10 gallons of blood fooling him behind you, and you still chose it. When Zach, it ain't like that. Well, then you tell me what it is. Because I'm sitting up here bleeding. You tell me what it is.
And speaking to your point of like, you specifically know what your triggers are. We also watch them not actually know themselves enough to be able to communicate to one another. Hey, I need you to, because like, it's one thing for Zach to be like, I don't like all of how you're speaking to me. I'm triggered by this, this, and this. But he ain't say it to her in that way until it was too late for her to even understand and do anything about it.
Right.
And the same thing for Karen of like, have you articulate you don't like being cheated on, you don't want to, all of this stuff going on, but like, have y'all had a conversation of like, when you cheat on me, okay, specifically if you want to be with the person, because if you don't want to be with the person, then just go about your business.
Right.
But if you're choosing to accept and forgive somebody for it, then there's a conversation that needs to be had of like, when you do this specific action, this is how it makes me feel. This is where I go. And then he needs to have that conversation about what her words mean.
Right.
And that's how you actually move forward within a healthy relationship. But you're right. They hadn't had any real healthy conversation.
Yeah. Like I said last week, a lot of time, and I tell my nieces and I tell my cousins a lot of time, I'm learning as I grow, because I have three girls myself, and they all little. I have a 3-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 12-year-old. And I'm constantly telling them that you need to become a priority and not somebody's options. Meaning that it's one thing if we got this mutual understanding that all we gonna do is screw, like Danni and old boy. Mm-hmm. If we got this understanding that when I got an itch and I call you, you gonna come and scratch it. You know what I'm saying? And scratch it good. We got that understanding. But don't leave me on and you come slide in all the time and everything, and then you not telling me what is what and how it's gonna be. Because so now my heart has gotten into it, and my feelings are involved, and that's the same thing with Karen. Like you said, they didn't conversate enough. Every time you seen them, they was taking their clothes off. Like for example, after she left the clinic, she was in there playing with herself. He laying on the sofa. Wait a minute, I hear that buzzing. And the batteries in the remote ain't here. So one thing, that was his red, that was his green light to come in the room. And she like, what you doing? And he was like, okay, I hear you in here. Gonna put that down and let me tell you what I can do for you. That plastic can't do what the real thing can do. You know what I'm saying? He talked back to you. All he do is buzz. And I think that's where the problem lied in. They let their sex lead their relationship before they actually got to know each other. Yeah, you know the background. Yeah, he been locked up, and she cool people. She do have. She's struggling. You know what I'm saying? Like you knew that part, but every time you see them, they had to close out. Same thing with Andi. Andi is, I don't know. She one of them girls.
The friend that I leave to do what she gonna do, and I'll check back in on her ass in 3 months because I can't no more.
Exactly. Yeah, she one of the ones where you just don't bleed that fire. She one of those children where the mom say don't touch the stove, and you just keep touching it, and you keep touching it. And I'm like, he done gave you all these warning shots before he actually fired and aimed the gun towards you. He said tonight that he never lied to her. That's a lie.
That's a lie. A whole
That's lie. A lie. You didn't tell that lady you had no children. You know what I'm saying? Like, you said that you was getting a divorce. Y'all ain't divorced. This lady come strolling in with Perry Mason, talking about I'm trying to figure out who been sleeping with my husband, and then come to find out, oh, it's you. It's you that's been creeping and tipping with my husband, and she looking like, oh my God, this thing finna get me fired. Okay, he takes you off to this secluded place and tell you, hey, I bought this house for you, and nobody never trampled back on that. Like, why he took you all the way out here, and then the GBI, FBI, CBI, and all them letters came out there. They didn't even want to give you no ride back to town. You had to walk.
But he ain't never lie.
What is really going? And they done froze your money. What
You just
my money got to do with
money in my
him?
account because of whatever, but you ain't never lied. You knew all of this.
I can't get in my apartment, and I'm riding here with a cardboard now from Sears Roebuck. Cause of you. Then your crazy behind wife come with her friends. They done beat my behind in the parking garage.
It's so much. It's so much.
And you saying you don't know why. He done told you this chick put sugar in my tank. So I had to doggone Ric Flair her and throw her across the thing. Well, what happened? She jumped on me and she just fell over. No. You Ric Flaired her. You desperoed her. You know what I'm saying? You threw her across there. That's what you did. And she laid. I'm surprised she wasn't in her whole body cast. She was sitting up there drinking from the IV. Talking about some girl, he crazy. He jealous, he crazy. No, he wouldn't do nothing like that. I stayed up in this house, but he done threw me 7 feet. I done broke somebody's car.
Oh my God.
And they gonna have to call Jake from Allstate. Ain't no covering from that. Ain't none.
Period. You a whole lie. You a whole menace.
She done drunk some insure. She done came and in the house. They got the key from him. He don't know where the key is. And I feel like that was a setup.
He don't know, yeah, but he wasn't at home, so it wasn't away for, like, it's just lie on lie on lie.
I got to go see my children. What you mean go see children? What children? Where these children come from? Oh, they at their grandmama's house.
Ain't mention them not one time again. Thank you so much for first of all, you comedic gold and all of the gems and truth bombs that you dropped. Thank you for being chubby and chatting with me. I freaking love y'all.
You so welcome, girl. You should say that, Jay from Allstate. Yes. Jay from Allstate. Look like
listen, we're gonna have to top it up again. We're gonna have to talk because we have some real talk, and I love that. Like, that's one of the things I really love about my channel. I feel like I'm different in my commentary because I put real life into it. Yeah. And I try to have a conversation from a real place, and I love when it resonates and we can like have greater conversations with it.
Yeah, cause see, I watch this by myself. And I don't be having nobody to talk to about it. I be talking to the screen and everything like, you stupid. So I enjoyed it. Like last week was my first week on your YouTube. Okay. So well, yeah.
Stay a while. I think you're gonna really love it.
Yes, very much so. So you have a good night.
Thank you, boo. Enjoy the rest of your week.
All right, baby doll.
Last up, honey. I'm bringing you in right now. You're last up. I know. Thank y'all for hanging in there with me on YouTube. I know when you're late on the East Coast. Kenny, I just accepted your request if you want to still pop in. YouTube, thank y'all for hanging in there. I'm going to come back. We're going to talk with Kenny really quick, and then we're going to be back to you directly.
Hey.
How are you?
How are you?
Oh, girl, I'm living these conversations tonight. I'm a little high. I also feel validated and seen. I feel challenged in the conversation. I am loving it. How are you?
I'm doing good. I felt like I need to step in.
Okay.
To talk about the timeline. I'm so glad that you brought up the timeline. Because I feel like everybody's acting like this has happened over the span of 5 years. But it's been like a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Like, firstly, Karen had to deal with Zach for 3 years. 3 years. I mean, to me, I feel like maybe she was encouraging at the beginning. But after 3 years, like, you know, at some point, it just like...
How long have you carried this load? And you giving me chlamydia? And you still cheating on me? You might have a baby when we meet them. It's like, what else do you want from me, bro?
Exactly. I'm like, look at Pam as the receptionist. I find Zach should have been up there being the receptionist, you know? Like,
Holding it down. Who's next?
do something.
Who I got?
Exactly. Like, to me, I'm like, it's about the ambition. You're trying to do something. I feel like that is a struggle. And I feel like Fatima, like, she was encouraging in the beginning because she just, like, met Zach. But he came into that money a very short period of time after they met. So I feel like if it's unfair to say that, Fatima can't switch up, because it's very possible that she could have if, she spent 3 years trying to, get
Yeah.
him to get on track. But I need to ask your opinion about something.
Okay.
So everybody's like mad at Karen because they don't like how she's treating Aaron. But I mean, I get it. Like, he's kind of nice. I'm not 100% on Aaron yet.
Okay.
But to me, I'm like, don't you feel like Karen needs some time to just be single? Because I feel like right now she's kind of wasting Aaron's time because I feel like she's more or less like all about Zach right now. Like, that's all that floating around in her mind. So what do you think about that?
I think I can't say that she's wasting his time because she's being honest with him and being honest with him first. It is 100% his choice to stay. Honestly, I am loving seeing him stay because to me, it shows an example of Black women being able to be loved through their mess. And to me, it's a normal thing for me, and especially looking back at my past relationships, to love a Black man through his mess. Love a Black man while he was cheating on me. Love a Black man when he was giving me something. Love a Black man when he get this girl pregnant. Love a Black man when he don't have no job. Love a Black man when he disrespecting his mama, and now I'm like trying to referee and be a therapist and all of the things, right? Love a Black man when he decided he want to start selling drugs. Love, like, it's a default for me to continue to love somebody regardless of the right? So Aaron, as a Black man, continue to love Karen regardless of when I feel like we are very easily discarded, I am enjoying it. So to answer your question, I don't think that she is wasting his time because he is choosing to go on this journey with her. And has she been leading him on and not being honest, then I think we could put the whole wasting his time on her. But she's been leading with honesty, and he created a space for her to do that too. So that's my thought on it.
That is actually so true. The way that you put it that way, I feel like maybe now I'm on board with Aaron. Like, because
girl,
that really
for a while too, because I think, and I said this in a few videos, I feel like my trauma was speaking of like, you can't be this good to be true, because I feel like I will love a Black man down, but the moment I be like, I have had this that there's a guy who was feeling me and he know it, but I don't even know it, but I'm catching hell because this guy like me. I don't even see it. And it's like, you ready to throw my ass away and I ain't even doing nothing with you. So I have had the experience of like being easily discarded, and it took me starting to look at Aaron in that way. And then also Vaughn has broke it down a lot too. And for me to get past my idea of like, there's no way that a Black man can love a Black woman unconditionally like this. But that was, I hadn't experienced it.
That part. Just because you haven't experienced it doesn't mean it's not out there.
Yeah.
That is so true. That's so, you might have switched my mind on Aaron. I think I'm starting to lean towards
I love that.
I'm starting to lean towards Aaron now. Oh my gosh. I've given up on Andi, honestly. Like, what? I just started skipping 2 parts, honestly, because it's so infuriating. Like, I just don't understand like what she's trying to get out of this. To me, I'm like, she only had to think about if she wanted to keep this apartment from him because she's still contemplating getting back together with him. That's what I think. To me, I'm like, if he paid for the apartment, it's in your name. I'd have been like, okay, I take this and I go on, move on, go on my way. She's like, should I call him? Should I like no, like no.
I
I
think
just
Andy is confused in that she thinks that attention is love, and she's acting right
mm-hmm.
now for whatever's going to get her the most attention.
Absolutely. Because like now she has like this other guy too that's coming. I keep forgetting his name because he's like in and out.
Mm-hmm.
The other lawyer guy. Like I feel like she just seeking attention from him too.
Yep.
And it's like I just like, girl, give yourself some attention. Like you're so beautiful. You have like all this money. Like, you know, you have a good job. Like you could buy all like these different things for yourself. Like why do you need to depend on a man to make you happy or to give you attention or for you to feel some type of self-worth? Like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's partially like Danny's issue as well.
Yeah.
Because I feel like in this episode she was like telling Karen, like, you know, it's like me and Preston, you know, we don't have anything in common. But I was like, that's not the issue though.
That's
I
not.
feel like it's not the issue. I
I
feel
don't
like
know if
she
attention is the issue for Danny. I think that Danny
Mhm.
don't really register that she deserves love. Like I don't think that
Yeah,
part clicked yet for her, or
yeah.
she doesn't understand what love looks like for her. She can only see it in others because she has this
Mhm.
warped sense of love.
Of like what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I think so too. I think that makes a lot of sense because at first I was very confused by like that fight she had with Preston in the beginning. Like it just wasn't adding up. It wasn't making sense. And I was like, why are you doing this to yourself? I feel like
Yeah.
sometimes we sabotage ourselves
Mm-hmm.
in relationships, and it has to do with like our insecurities that we have about ourselves, not necessarily that your partner is like calling you out on those insecurities, but you just creating problems for yourself.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, like we need to stop creating problems for ourselves. So, like
If
let's
it's
just stop.
only that easy. I think I'm still on Andy's head, but like when it comes to Andi specifically, I think I've released it and I've put her in a space of like I mentioned, I'll circle back in 3 months to see if your mind has changed because Danny was so right. She just has to experience it. She has to go through it to get to that point. If she doesn't,
Yeah.
then she's never going to move on. I think Danny as well. Like all of these girls are going to have to go through it. The same thing I'm saying that I want people to give to Karen, I gotta give to these other women of like, Danny, you just gonna sit in here and be smoking and drinking and by your damn self and pushing everybody away until you realize that maybe you might be the problem.
And by the time you realize that, you're just there by yourself. So what you gonna do? I wanted to find out from you too. Do you think that Karen is kind of like pulling Zach on the line? Because I see a lot of people in like the YouTube chat mentioning like that Zach's been like chasing after her this entire time, but she kept like rejecting him. You know, he took a bullet for her, and she keep like blowing him off, and then now all of a sudden, she's starting to get back with him.
Mm-hmm.
A part of me was thinking about that, and I was wondering, like sometimes when somebody cheats on you and then they like trying to get you back, kind of want them to suffer a little bit. Like I just being real. We just want them to suffer a little bit. And I
also
feel like
stupid. You don't want to feel, especially if you've taken them back before and like you get
yeah,
like, okay, am I the dumb one?
right.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, I feel like Karen was doing that a bit. And I think she thought that Zach was going to try and make some type of change or like keep chasing after her. But then, like, for this to happen now, for him to move on and be happy, I think a part of her is like, well, damn, that's not what was supposed to happen, you know?
I think she was trying to make it work initially with Aaron. She definitely wanted him to suffer. But I think what changed things was the moment they had sex at the salon. and before they did it, him coming to her like, I can't believe that you would actually think I would do that to you, and he's crying, and she's she's registering like, oh shit, like you really do love me. I really did fuck up. You really wouldn't have done this to me. Like she registers all that in the moment, and then they have sex. I think that was a change for her. So up until that point, I do think that she wanted him to suffer, but she really did after the sex go to a place of like, well, maybe we can try again because he does love me so deeply.
Yeah.
And I love him so deeply. And that's what we saw her, have a conversation with her sisters about.
Yeah. No, she definitely was changing her mind a little bit after that. Because, like, I thought, oh, well, now the moments ruined, like when Aaron bursted in. But to hear her saying after that, she thinks maybe there's something that's still there, I was slightly surprised, but then I was like, I feel like if this whole time Karen kind of wanted Zach back, as I said, she just wanted him to suffer a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think anything's wrong with that, though. I don't think that's unrealistic.
She really didn't want to be experiencing what she was experiencing before. So right now, and watching him be a completely different person, she's also processing like, shit, this is what I wanted. This is literally what I wanted. And I'm pregnant because it was said that I had a geriatric uterus the first episode. So it wasn't like I thought I was going to be able to have a baby. So you are literally the man I want you to be. I have your seed in my belly. Like, what am I supposed to do with all these thoughts and emotions?
Exactly. Which is why I think she's there telling Danni that she's going to get him back. Because, like, if you're really thinking about it, everything is lined up the way that she's been wanting.
Just in the
wrong
issue. Yep.
Is wrong time. That is for someone else. It's not for you. Like, sure, you have his baby, I guess. And then, since there are doubts, I think it's Zach's baby, though. But
me too, child. And people want me to say it, I'll think otherwise, but I don't. Until we get a DNA test, I don't. So please stop DMing me, because I don't.
No, but then like to go to this house and see this house built and he built it, you know what I mean? And then to see Fatima drive into this house.
Toxic ass Erica in her 20s. It's a brick around. Bricks. It ain't right.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna keep it real. It ain't right, but I'm gonna keep it real.
I mean, we've all been there. We've all been there at some point. At some point, it's realistic. I was really feeling it. That whole scene, because it's like, I don't know, when I'm watching these shows, I take it so personally. Like nobody else in my family really cares about television like this. Yeah. I take it like to heart, and I'm like, damn, Karen, I feel for you. I do. And then I go on Twitter and everybody's like, why does Karen want to mess up the flow of Fatima? And I'm like, what? Like, it's like what the lady before said. She was saying like, Karen is only a factor if they make her a factor 100%. In their relationship. And that's the truth. Like, everybody's just so concerned about what Karen's doing and how that will affect Fatima. Like, if Fatima is so strong.
Can we focus on Hayden and Gary? Because they the real menaces out here. Can we divert our
no.
Make sure, like, can we all grab bats and just
yes. Like, I really hope that Fatima gets a couple bats in on Gary, honestly. Because like I feel like he's overdue for a beating. Like he done got his, okay, sure. But Gary is overdue for a beating because he's been overdoing it since season 1, episode 1. And he's overdue for a beating. He really is. He's gotta go. I'm sorry.
Thank you so much, Kenny, for chatting with me.
No problem.
Space with my community. Thank you so much for finding my channel and checking in and commenting. Like, we will always have these type of deep conversations. All right. Oh no, I didn't mean. Sorry, Ron. I accidentally removed you. I'm so sorry, girl. I was trying to do something else. But I'm about to shut down the IG and be on be on YouTube for the last little like 10 minutes or so. So thank y'all so much for checking in with me on IG. I love y'all. This was such an amazing talk. I cannot wait to do it again. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow with Bel Air and have y'all be able to call in too. Let me know if that's something that you want to do if you're also watching Bel Air. Until the next one. Okay, child. Let me say this before it goes elsewhere. Sorry, y'all, because I just be all digitally off. Not me trying to get a day going. Okay, that could be the cover. I'll update this later. Sisters talk so that it is safe for y'all. Okay. All right, y'all. We are back. Y'all, we is 2 hours and 20 minutes in, but I think that this live was giving. I don't know. Y'all, what y'all think in the chat? Do y'all think that the live was giving tonight? I didn't get to do any of my real like rants that I typically do, but I really love being able to hear y'all's perspective and talk with y'all on here. And I'm going to go back and rewatch this live and go through the comments because the way that this chat has been jumping with sentences like y'all have been given, I am obsessed. Okay, let me close that so it's not. Excellent. Mimi loves peace. Hey, boo. How are you? Hey, Jules. Miss Groovy 111. When Tay Talk says it was giving. I love that we can just have these really personal, honest conversations from our different perspectives and lived experiences as it relates to the media, because that's ultimately what I think art is supposed to do. Like, I really believe that art imitates life. Art is supposed to help teach us. It's supposed to help us feel seen, feel heard, feel loved. So I love this. Chantel says Karen 36, she gotta do better. Listen, what did Jalen say? Better late than never. This is her first major relationship. She trying to get through. Starting to feel those eyes. Yes, I know it's so late on the East Coast, so we're about to wrap this up. Thank y'all so much for checking in with me. I do have a few. I'm of course gonna have my breakdown video and my preview video for the next episode. But as mentioned, Sistas ain't returning until June 29th, y'all. So it's going to be a minute. I would love to still deep dive and have certain conversations around particular characters. So you may see like a video a week from me still giving, some of the Sistas content. I am talking about Bel Air on Thursday. So we're doing that for the next 3 weeks. And I'll do lives with Bel Air. And that's another real drama that's giving all types of messy, juicy drama realness. So y'all can join me for that. If you are a fan or watch of All American, I go live and talk about All American and All American Homecoming on Mondays. Maybe y'all should suggest some other shows for me too. Okay, so the only Tyler Perry shows I'm watching are Sistas and Bruh. But I don't really talk about Bruh because I don't want to be bashing black men. And all I got to say is a bunch of negative things about most of the men on the show. So I haven't started talking about Bruh because I haven't figured out a way how to frame my critique of them without it sounding like this is messing up and y'all need to get together. Like, I don't want to just be the black woman reading black men online. But what are some other shows that y'all are watching that we can maybe replace Sister Spot with, or that you think I should also check out that you would love to have this type of in-depth personal conversation with the content, or with the themes that they bring up? Drop that in the comment section. If you are watching this on a rewatch, thank you so much for supporting the live, even though you weren't able to make it live. Vanessa Baker said you enjoyed the chat tonight. Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm not doing any reality shows, but I'm open to it. My only issue with doing reality shows is when you start to like speak on it. I'm speaking on real people, and some people might take it super personally, but at the end of the day, I think that we could probably have a lot of conversations. Like, I have thoughts around Love is Blind, and I haven't posted anything about that, but maybe I should be doing Love and Marriage Huntsville. I heard that there's one on OWN, Ready to Love, I think it's called, that some people break down. Maybe. Oh, Miss Groovy, yes, I am doing P-Valley. Y'all are going to get the P-Valley season 1 videos from me soon, because I am obsessed with P-Valley, and I cannot wait to June. Yes, Chantel, I do the Shyh. You can actually go back in the channel. You can actually search the channel, because it's a lot of videos, child. But I did the last 2 seasons of the Shyh, and I will be doing the coming up season. And I thought last season was really great. They tackled a bunch of things. So yes, I am doing the Shyh, and when it returns, I will be doing that. Mimi Loves Peace says, I felt your review for Power was short this week. It was still quality though. Okay, so with Power Book 4 Force, I don't necessarily have to like pick a side, or like I don't really feel any conflict with myself in reference to like what's actually happening. So a lot of things are really straightforward for me with Power Book 4 Force. I want to have more conversations around it, but I'm not necessarily sure where to jump in. Oh, Abbott Elementary. I am watching and I am loving as well. That's a different format. So I was trying to figure out like how to frame my reviews for that and my commentary for that, because it is like a short, like a 30-minute comedy. But I will talk about Abbott Elementary on this channel because it's such a great show. Mucho's Girl 01 says, I have a question. How many kids does Gary have? I think he has 3. And yes, I think he does have a child that's on the spectrum. I don't remember if Jasmine tried to pour Gary's mother's ashes in the gas tank. I don't know that. I would have to go back and check. And who has his kids now? I think the grandmother, Jasmine's grandmother, has them, I believe. Well, that's what happened while she was in the hospital. From then, child, who the hell knows, okay? Verna, I believe, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, says, thank you for your perspective of healthy, realistic healing. It takes time and people that are true in your life to help. Yes. Yvette, Bust Down was good. I have it like recorded. I just have to go back and watch it. I was trying to watch it one time when I was sleepy, and it's like a situational comedy, but they have like really like physical comedy. So I got to give it another try. Jules C says, I don't know what I'm going to watch. Listen, I love All American Homecoming, and I love Bel Air. There's also another show coming in April. I'm going to update y'all on it. It's like about a woman's basketball coach. Abbott Elementary is 100% a great show. It's phenomenal. You enjoy, Denise, are you saying you enjoyed Bruh, but the episodes was not, you enjoyed it, but the episode was not good. Yeah, this mid-season wasn't given. It just wasn't. It just simply wasn't. I feel like Andi is going to have to experience an eye-opener to see. And I'm hoping it's not an eye-opener that changes everything. Like, I feel like Andi is really tap dancing around something where she could really get physically hurt, not just emotionally hurt, and that's going to be something that scars her for the rest of her life, and I hate that for her. Chantel says, Gary has 3 kids. Why didn't he let Andi meet them yet? Exactly, but he's so serious about you, but he loves you so much. But he knows you so well, and you know him so well. How you know him so well, but you don't know his kids, girl? We'll wait. I don't do the Oval. Yeah, I haven't done the Oval. People keep telling me to watch it, but then also I'm hearing that the most recent seasons of the Oval have fallen off. So I'm just like, I don't know if I can get into that. We're going to have to double check and see how many kids Gary have. I always thought it was 3, but we're going to see. Andi may have seen abuse growing up. Man made up for it with gifts. I thought it was so dope that Gary said that he will spend however much he needs to spend. I said, red flag alert! And the fact that Andi caught it, or it looked like she caught it, I'm like, all right, girl, Pay attention. He telling you. He said he gonna spend as much as he need to spend. He didn't stutter. That's a problem. That is a problem. All Rise. Okay, so I loved All Rise when it was on CBS. Maybe I should go back and do the old episodes because I loved it. I watched it down. It's coming back on OWN. I wasn't sure of how many people watched it, but I could totally do All Rise because I love it and I love Simone Missick. This is confusing. How was it that Andi hadn't met Gary's children yet? Exactly. Okay, Von C says the Oval's trash, y'all. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to add it. You know, I'm watching something different right now. On Netflix, I'm watching All of Us is Dead. Or All of Us Are Dead. It's like a Korean, if I'm getting this wrong, I'm so sorry. But it's an Asian like zombie drama, but it's centered around kids and it's like high schoolers. It's fire. It's hot fire. Victoria is the devil. She's materialistic. That's why she's so excited about the things he provides. Yeah. I fell behind on Blackish, honestly. Like, I'm literally like 3 seasons behind, so I just figured I was going to binge it. I know this is the last season. I figured I was going to binge it after it ended once I had more time, but I'm like so behind. I'm more caught up on Grownish than anything. Like, I'm there with Grownish, but Blackish I haven't watched in a very long time. I just like the mother on Bruh. She's too vulgar. Yes. Oh, y'all want me to post the Love is Blind stuff? Listen, I have so many thoughts. But yeah, the mother is one of the things that I hate the most about Bruh. Like, I just, not even that she's too vulgar. It's like, is this what you think black mothers do to their kids? All of them? And it's like she don't even let up with it. Like, it's one thing to be outlandish in a moment, but she just is obnoxiously outlandish throughout all of the episodes. And I'm just like, girl, I can't take you seriously. Why doesn't Aaron have any kids after being married for 15 years? That's a good question. You only watch Sistas of TP projects? I only started watching Bruh because I thought it was supposed to be the male version of Sistas. So he tricked me. And then once I got into it, I was mad at the men and cussing at the screen. And I just kept going, hoping it was going to get better. Yes, I do watch Kings of Napa. I broke down all of the Kings of Napa episodes. I broke down all of Our Kind of People. I got to go back and finish my Queens breakdown, since I haven't finished that. But Kings of Napa is on the channel. Our Kind of People is on the channel. I love both of those series with the elite black folks getting messy up in Martha's Vineyard and up in Napa Valley. Yes, give it all to me, okay? Give me all the very black experiences. Gary definitely has 3 children. Jasmine told us this in season 1 when conversing with Andi during the entire divorce representation foolery. Okay. The show You is on Netflix. It's good. I heard about You. When does Blackish start again? Maybe I'm going to try to catch up. Y'all, Naya got me about to watch Bridgerton, so I also got to be mindful about that. Yes, I watched 20s and last season was the bomb. All my 20s breakdowns is on the channel too. I love 20s down. Oh, Lena and them did they thing with 20s like in this last season with the conversations that they were having, the dialogue, the cinematography. I love 20s this past season. And yes, I do think it's going to be a season 3 of 20s for sure. Jasmine did put his mother's ashes in a... Oh, Jasmine was next level. But he was also cheating on a child, so you retaliate how you retaliate, I suppose. I don't know. But all right, y'all. It has been now 2 hours and 30 minutes on this live. That has been amazing. I have enjoyed y'all so much. I love you down. You all are so dope. Even when we disagree, just know that I love you down and I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you subscribing to the channel. If you're new, please hit that subscribe button on your way out. I have not checked the video, but I'm hoping that we have a bunch of likes because I feel like the conversation was given. So make sure that you do not leave this video without hitting that like button. Join me tomorrow for my live with discussing Bel Air. Y'all are so dope. I pray that you sleep so well and that you enjoy the rest of your week. That love is finding you, that happiness is finding you, that peace is finding you. And I'll see you tomorrow.